What a scene. This is what it's all about.
We're going to be much better than we were tonight. That's very clear.
It's LA and it's Edmonton. It's the most wonderful time of the year, Stanley Cup playoffs.
We wanted to play in establishing our game. So I think game two, they're going to have their desperation level is going to be up, and we're going to have to raise ours to match that or be above that in week two and to play our game and to get to our game. So it's going to be a fun challenge, but one we're looking forward to.
That'll be Adam Henrique of the Edmonton Oilers. Welcome back. Rogers Game Night, courtesy of Rogers, Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network. Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of no interest and no payments for a year. Out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Pizza 73. The Boston Bruins have taken a 2-1 series lead on the Toronto Maple Leafs. They won 4-2 in TO tonight. Brad Marchand with a pair of goals. Jake DeBrusk continued his strong playoff. He scored as well. He's got 3 goals and 5 points in the opening 3 games of the series. Nothing for Austin Matthews. 1 real nice assist for Mitch Marner. But Boston up 2-1 with a win in Toronto tonight. Meanwhile, Vegas and Dallas, no score first period game 2 after Vegas scored 4 goals in their first 10 shots and are out to a 4-3 victory over the team that many people picked to win the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars. But the Vegas Golden Knights, they got all their horses back, and they are the defending Stanley Cup champions. Bakersfield Condors tonight open up their best of 3 opening round playoff series against the LA Kings farm team, Ontario. This one's in Ontario. Game 2 goes Saturday in Bakersfield. I think I'm going to that game. As we bring aboard our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Bob.
Well, we know one thing. We know the Kings are going to have a lot more to give than what we saw the other night. I mean, that final score of that game was 7-4. It's probably a 6-2 game. Really, Edmonton was that good.
It might have been worse than that. It might have been 8-2. You think about all of the empty nets and odd man breaks that the Oilers missed. Nugent Hopkins gaping wide open net on a 2-on-1 with Draisaitl. Fogle missed a couple chances. Then there's the one shift where Hyman had the open net, went off the post, and then it went right to McDavid, and he put it off a stick with a wide open net as well. So that was a game that the Oilers were by far the better hockey club. And all the things that we talked that the Oilers couldn't do. They were going to need big saves. They're going to have to be much more disciplined than they were last year at the beginning of the series against LA. Well, LA was the culprits last game. 3 dumb penalties. 2 they got scored on. One of them put the game away that Trevor Moore won, and they did not get a save from Cam Talbot. So the LA Kings will be better simply by not taking dumb penalties tonight.
Yeah, well, and then, for Edmonton, they were smart during the stationary. They didn't have a lot of stationary breakouts because they were doing one-ups quickly up the ice and didn't really allow LA to get in position for the 1-3-1, and it allowed Edmonton a lot of creative looks off the rush, Rob.
Well, yeah, and part of the problem was I thought the LA Kings were so worried about getting into their neutral zone forecheck that they played too passive, and you can't play passive against the Oilers. Yeah, the Oilers' strength is from the red line into the offensive zone, and most offensive teams, that will be their strength. If you're going to take advantage of the Oilers, you try to create turnovers on your forecheck, get the pucks in deep, force the Oilers' offensive players to play behind their own goal line, and LA didn't do that until they were down 4-0. Once they were down 4-0, LA had nothing to lose, and they became much more aggressive. I would expect that the LA Kings, after watching video, said, you know what? If we're going to win this series or give ourselves a chance in this series, we better be a little more aggressive on the forecheck. So we'll see early in this hockey game if they are, because if they stay passive and allow the Oilers to break out, the Oilers now know the Oilers aren't going to turn it over in the neutral zone on the 1-3-1. They're expecting it. It's a 7-game series. They've practiced what they need to do. They've watched video what they need to do. So you're not going to catch the Oilers by surprise with a neutral zone that's all stacked up. So the LA Kings, if they don't get more aggressive, they're going to find themselves down 2-0 going home.
Well, 2-0 is not insurmountable. Wayne Gretzky said a series doesn't start until the home team loses.
Having said that, the Edmonton Oilers have been the best team since Chris Knobloch took over. I don't know if there's a team in the National Hockey League that can beat them 4-5. There might be teams that can beat them in 7 games. There's a couple good teams out west. There's a couple good teams out east. But no team is beating the Edmonton Oilers 4-5 games. They're just too good. So the LA Kings, to me, this is the most important game of the series for them. They cannot afford to go down 2-0 and be forced to win 4 of the next 5 games to beat the Edmonton Oilers.
I'm looking to that line of Dubois, Fiala, and Byfield. And they've got to tilt the ice a bit out there.
Well, I thought Byfield was fine. It was Dubois who, two dumb penalties and just stupid penalties. He's a veteran of a number of games in the National Hockey League. He was brought in for a reason. Well, the reason wasn't for him to be sitting in the penalty box watching the Oilers power play score against him. He has to be better. Well, the entire LA King team has to be better, but it'll be interesting to see early in this game if LA Kings can get a save. Because if they don't get a save, they ain't winning this game.
LA can be passive at times, Rob, and I got to tell you this. I think the teams that play the best against Edmonton, hard for 100%.
That's where the Oilers, I wouldn't call it a weakness in their back end, but offensive players prefer to play with the puck. They don't want to play in their own zone. You've got to create turnovers. The Oilers are at the best when they're forechecking. Most teams are. The LA Kings have got to forecheck much better than they did last game. If they allow the Oilers time and space, every player on the Edmonton Oilers with time and space is a better hockey player. So if you don't forecheck the Edmonton Oilers defensemen and you give Desharnais and Bouchard and Kulak and Nurse all the time in the world to make a play, they will make it 100% of the time.
Let's go to Ford Keys to the game, brought to you by Ford, the official partner of your Edmonton Oilers. Built Ford proud. What do you got, Rob?
Well, first, for the Edmonton Oilers, you have a goaltender that may have his confidence shaken a little bit. So if I'm an Edmonton Oiler, I'm shooting from everywhere in the first 5 minutes of this game. If you're at a bad angle, if you're in the slot, wherever you are, shoot first mentality. You've got a guy that just gave up 6 last game. And number 2, the Oilers were the better disciplined team last game. Continue to do that. The Oilers have the best power play in the league. I don't care what the percentages say. When it's needed, they score. So the Edmonton Oilers, if they play more disciplined than the LA Kings, they will win the specialty team battle.
Rob, I can tell you this. The Oilers are 12 of their last 20 against the LA Kings in the playoffs. We're talking the playoffs. That's 60%. That is our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. Stuart Skinner has taken the ice here in Edmonton. That wraps up the Rogers Game Night Show. Jack Michaels is stoked. He's pumped. He's ready to go. Game 2 coming up next. Oilers with a 1-0 series lead on 4 Oilers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take 1 for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Are you ready, guys?
We were born ready.
Heck yes, Nuge. Drop the beat.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
We freaking killed it, Nuge.
That's what I'm talking about, Zachary Martin Hyman.
Nice guys. We're going to sell a lot of air conditioners.
Hey, doesn't Legacy offer no payments and no interest for a year on those?
Yeah, well, thanks for the assist on the copy points there, Nuge.
It's just what I do.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Chemco is building industry across Canada, and now they're on the lookout for civil and electrical project managers, estimators, and superintendents to join their dedicated team. Why Chemco? Because Chemco cares. They put people first, offering top-tier compensation packages and an unwavering commitment to safety. At Chemco, safety isn't just a priority, it's everybody's business. Ready to be part of a team that truly values you? Visit chemco.com/careers today.
From your home to the ice rink, ATCO Energy is there. As the official energy provider of Rogers Place, we're also proud partners of the Edmonton Oilers. ATCO Energy, powering your place. Customers are free to purchase natural gas services or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
Rod,
Rogers Place already in full throat, serenading LA starter Cam Talbot as we get a look at our starting lineup. It's brought to you by Coventry Homes. Stuart Skinner in the pipes for the Edmonton Oilers. Leon Draisaitl at center, flanked by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Warren Fogle defensively. Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci. Coventry Homes offering flexibility within reach. Get back in the game with customizable designs by Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers. I'm Jack Michaels with Bob Stauffer. Let's go ringside for the Anthems with Brett Kissel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now we ask you to please join the singing voice of your Edmonton Oilers, Robert Clark, in the performance of the Canadian National Anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Tonight's exclusive NHL broadcast.
There he shoots and scores.
Now it's Draisaitl off to Connor McDavid. Centers Kane for the hat trick. He scores.
All the action called by the voices who know the game inside and out.
This crowd explodes.
Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels on the Oilers Radio Network.
The time for Game 2 of this best-of-7 first-round series between the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings has arrived. Good evening, everyone. Alongside Bob Stauffer, I'm Jack Michaels from our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. This is Game 2, with the Oilers having taken Game 1 on Monday night by the resounding score of 7-4. Built a 4-0 lead, let LA get back in it, and then put it away with 2 third-period power play goals. Draisaitl to start on the face-off against Anze Kopitar, Quentin Byfield and Adrian Kempe. are the wingers, and Anderson and Doughty, at least for now, matched up with the Draisaitl line. And Anderson up the left-hand side as it tipped successfully by Byfield out through center and eventually shot into the corner. Adrian Kempe was heading off on a change, and he probably knew he was offside. And there's the whistle from linesman Shandor Alfonso, working with Ryan Gibbons tonight. Referees Tom Shimoleski, Dan O'Rourke. 19 seconds in, we've got a face-off to the right of LA starter Cam Talbot. Edmonton in the blue and orange, white trim. LA in its throwback late 80s garb of white, black, and silver. Kopitar against Draisaitl to Talbot's right, and they started in on Talbot, meaning the 18,000 plus very early, Bob, before the Anthems, in fact.
They're ready to go tonight, weren't they, Jack?
Talbot heard his name called in a much different way than when he won a club record 42 games here back in 2017. Off the draw, good work off the half wall from Adrian Kempe, and here come the Kings right to left. A backhander by Byfield is deflected up over top of the net by Cody Ceci, off the glass and ultimately cleared by Draisaitl, who scored a power play goal and had an assist in the 7-4 thumping of the Kings in Game 1. Drew Doughty, second in the league in ice time this year, will rifle it in, and Bouchard unable to move it out, but it was tipped away from Arvidsson by Connor McDavid, streaking down the right-hand side. Hyman, who had a hat trick in Game 1, whacked away from him, and Arvidsson back on the move for LA. A blast that was deflected wide by Matthias Ekholm. Skinner kept the play rolling out of the corner. Arvidsson to Gavrikov, mishandled, taken away by Hyman, and then back-checked by Victor Arvidsson, and he'll reset for the LA Kings as Edmonton makes another line change, a minute 20 in. Gavrikov under control to Matt Roy. His D partner, LaFerriere, moved it to the center of the ice. Right now, he's going to start on the line with Kevin Fiala and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Chopped toward Corey Perry on the right-hand side. He did not get it in deep. Andreas Englund forced it back in for Los Angeles. Kulak up the left-hand boards, cut off by Dubois. Had a disappointing first season in L.A. Played all 82 games, but scored just once in the last 16. Wrist shot by McLeod, stopped by Talbot off the rush, attacking left wing. Rebound grabbed by Corey Perry. Ridden by LaFerriere, out to the point. Nurse redirected in front, and that was blocked. Might have come into the face, actually. The block shot with the face, that time by England. Sent in deep once again by the pairing of Nurse and Ceci. Reversed back to England, who has his feet under him. Lands it to Trevor Lewis, and a long shot taken by Blake Lazan, and a save made by Stuart Skinner. 2.5 gone by in the first period. And even though Skinner was beaten from distance, LA loves to shoot from the point. They've taken the second most shots from the point this season. And Bob, as you know, Stuart Skinner's save percentage is better than 98. He's way above the league average. Doesn't often get beat when he can see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, the Kings were a high-volume shooting team under Todd McClellan, and they haven't really changed that much under Jim Hiller, including their neutrals on that 1-3-1.
Well, they got 37 shots in Game 1. That was the good news. The bad news was they gave up 45. L.A. top 4 in the league, and goals against, shots against, and penalty killing, and we're absolutely shredded in all three areas in Game 1 as the Oilers are guilty of an icing call down the left-hand side following that last face-off. Edmonton with the Game 1 win, only the second in the McDavid era. They've been 1-8 previously, but when they get that Game 1 win at home, historically, Edmonton 13-0 in a best-of-7 series. Face-off, right side of Skinner. And Kopitar will take it against Leon Draisaitl. Battled for, ultimately controlled. Nurse thought he might have been held there off the draw. Byfield in the mix, and you got a 4-player scrum in the corner. Puck pinned along the dasher boards. Carved out eventually to Matthias Janmark. On a line with Carrick and Holloway to start Game 2. No changes for Edmonton lineup-wise, and for that matter, none for L.A., with the exception of LaFerriere moving down to the third line, Byfield up top with Kopitar and Kempe. Pass down the middle, broken up by Warren Fogle, but then retrieved by Kopitar. Centering pass, shoots and scores. Adrian Kempe off a feed from Kopitar. And Los Angeles has the first goal of Game 2, and Kempe continues to stay hot against Edmonton. He scored in both games in this series, and Bobby scored in the last 8 playoff games between the two.
Yeah, he's a sniper. Great finisher, greasy player. He's got a little bit of bite to him, but a miscommunication between the Edmonton Oilers. Warren Foegele and Leon Draisaitl, and Foegele deferred, and he was in better position to play the puck, and the Kings jumped in. Bouchard gives the puck away as a result, and the Kings with an early 1-0 lead.
Adrian Kempe scored the Game 5 OT winner in 2022 that gave LA a 3-2 series lead. The Kings didn't close it out, but Kempe's been a guy, and Bob, I heard you talk about him. That's now 9 goals and 17 points in the 14 games plus head-to-head against the Edmonton Oilers in playoff competition. That's the key. Coming through in the clutch. Off the center ice face-off, it's Hyman. Left side for Adam Henrique. Goal and an assist Monday night in Game 1 for Henrique. And his first goal since Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final in 2012. Here's McDavid dishing off. Open man Bouchard. High slot to McDavid. Then gets it right back. Fires. Tipped in front of Talbot. Rebound pinballed around into some skates. The Kings can't get it out. Second chance. Hyman down low for McDavid, and the pass arrived. But the Kings blew a chance to get it out of the zone. Now McDavid finds Bouchard. High slot for Ekholm. He shoots, and that was deflected out of play by Victor Arvidsson with 4.5 gone by in the first period, in Los Angeles on top 1-0. And now some rough stuff with Ekholm involved, Bouchard in the mix, Matt Roy for LA, Trevor Moore. And they pulled someone out of the pile here. Moore looked a bit concerned, and he took a mindless penalty late in the second period of Game 1 where the Kings were building momentum. And instead, Edmonton got a power play to start the third and essentially put the game away. This time it looks like no harm, no foul on either side.
If you're Edmonton, you got to manage the puck, and that's just Draisaitl and Foegele there. And I got it, you got it routine. Not good enough. Kopitar to Kempe. And Edmonton gave up an early look to LA in Game 1, and Skinner stopped it.
Off the draw, Desharnais. A shot floated high and wide off the plexi, handled by Evander Kane. He and Perry control the puck down low in the right corner of the offensive zone. Kings come up with it, and it's jousted up ice by Jordan Spence. Recovered by Desharnais and flipped over to Brett Kulak up the left wing boards. Evander Kane got a piece, and Andreas Englund has to dash over to cut off Corey Perry. Hard rim up the left-hand side for Fiala. 18,347 at Rogers Place, urging the Oilers to get the equalizer here. Pierre-Luc Dubois, hard hit by Desharnais, stood him up. Knocked down by Talbot. It's going to be misplayed in front. Kane tried to bank it off Talbot a second time. We saw that at times, Bob, when Talbot was at Edmonton. Does not handle the puck particularly well. Ceci. Little give and go to Ryan McLeod. Down low, turned over, quick shot. Kane, again denied by Talbot. Here's McLeod, and LA has wasted some opportunities already in this first period to clear the puck. Thrown in front again, and Kane and Janmark digging in. Kane keeps it alive. Nurse unable to knock it down at the point. And then Sam Carrick, a little bit of a miscommunication there as he threw it back toward where he thought Ceci was. Instead, a battle for the puck, and Carrick, to his credit, came back, forced it free for Nurse, and now Dylan Holloway will chip it into the LA zone. Mikey Anderson off to Blake Lizotte. Up the left-hand side, LaFerriere, the rookie, did not get it out. Cody Ceci digging hard after that puck, and now a loose puck comes to Carrick. Poked away by Blake Lizotte, and that'll be grabbed by Drew Doughty. If Carrick scores a goal in this series, he'd be the third oldest Oiler ever to score his first Stanley Cup playoff goal. Steve Stais and the Gator, Jason Smith, did it in the 06 playoffs, also at the age of 32. Wired wide by Byfield, held in by LA as the Kings go on the attack. Kempe, who just scored off a feed from Kopitar. Down low for Leon Draisaitl, turned over, Kopitar in front, quick shot and a save made by goaltender Stuart Skinner, point blank that time. And another turnover, and again, It was Draisaitl involved and Kempe getting a great look. This time, Skinner able to come up with the save. 6 1/2 have been played. It's LA 1, Edmonton no score. Adrian Kempe with the first goal of Game 2. And this is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers Radio Network.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Honey, I overloaded the washing machine and there's a mini waterfall pouring through the basement roof.
We'll fix it. Don't worry, babe.
And I might have horribly shrunk your lucky jersey.
Oh!
Life happens. Access Insurance can help. The save of the game is brought to you by Access Insurance. When Albertans need it most, they know they can count on the Access Insurance team for a huge save. It's easy to switch and save. Check out their Google reviews.
And visit accessinsurancegroup.com.
I'm Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
And I'm Zach Hyman.
And when we're not making juicy, sweet passes,
Or having my goals disallowed.
we're working for Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You know, guys used to call me a plumber.
And now they call you an AC repairman.
Nice.
Hey, guys, you're not here to fix air conditioners. You're here to sing the jingle.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
no payments and no interest for 1 year from qualified installers. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
1-0 hockey game for Los Angeles. Game 2 of this best-of-7 series, and Adrian Kempe has scored early. Off the draw, Byfield a chop down, and that'll be a penalty. Kulak was chopped to the ice by Byfield, who's frustrated by the call. L.A. felt earlier that Ekholm had taken a run on Matt Roy, and there was no call on that particular play, but this time Tom Shimoleski did not hesitate. Byfield to the box, and Edmonton on the power play. And this is where LA has absolutely been strafed. Not just Monday night when they gave up 3 goals on 4 Edmonton power plays, but in the last 3 years, the Oilers are 50% on the power play head-to-head against Los Angeles. 19 for 38. Face-off win for Draisaitl. Here's Bouchard working with Nugent-Hopkins up top. Now McDavid charges behind the net, wraparound on Talbot, and he was denied. Draisaitl to Bouchard, a one-timer, and that was blocked by Philip Deneau. So Nugent-Hopkins starts on the left side this time.
Switching them up.
Yeah, they're switching them up. We saw Nugent-Hopkins on the right side off the setup in game 1. Here's Nugent-Hopkins. Lizotte tipped it, but not out of the zone. McDavid cross ice, tipped away from Draisaitl, who scored a power play goal in game 1 like he did 21 times during the regular season. Nugent-Hopkins. Draisaitl again has his pass tipped. McDavid able to handle that carom. Skittering right circle looking for operating room. Now Draisaitl has the puck at the face-off dot. Waits, gives it up. Bouchard to give it back to him for a one-timer, and that was blocked. Rebound, the Kings will eventually muscle this one outside. Length of the ice clear from Trevor Moore, the Southern California native. And with a minute gone by in this Atco power play, the Oilers regroup. Atco Energy, your trusted Alberta retailer. Here's McDavid working his way through the neutral zone off the Nugent-Hopkins. Crunched against the boards by Kopitar. That was a tough pass. Chiseled free. McDavid had it, tried to get it to Hyman. Came back to him. Now found Hyman down low. Stopped by Talbot, point blank. And he'll freeze it with 36 seconds to go on the Atco power play. Here comes the second unit. 12 minutes remaining, first period. Los Angeles 1, Edmonton no score. Kempe from Kopitar, his second goal of the series, coming 3:19 in.
Wraparound attempt from McDavid, as you mentioned, and a reverse pivot in tight to Zach Hyman. And Talbot was able to fight them both off.
Talbot lost 9 of his last 12 starts in the playoffs. Lifetime record 15-17. Off the draw, it's Darnell Nurse. Kane had it picked off by Philip Deneau, and here comes LA shorthanded. Deneau couldn't get around Darnell Nurse, so he'll try to just squeeze the puck along the boards. Forced free finally by Kane. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Perry threw it back to Nurse, and the second unit will get it going. Left to right, Kane. Soft chip to the corner. Drew Doughty tries to hunt that puck down, but turned it over to Corey Perry. His good friend off the ice. No friends during the playoffs. Doughty won the battle, found Kopitar, and the puck is rifled down the middle of the ice as the penalty to Byfield expires. And no doubt Quentin Byfield relieved. That one did not come back to haunt his club after a terrific start here in Game 2 for the visitors. A dump in, and England could not get it out. LA has been sloppy with the puck in its own zone. McLeod coming off a pick. Kulak waits, fires, and that was blocked in front of Cam Talbot. Kings with another chance to clear. Byfield, another turnover. That pass behind his intended target and shot back in by McLeod. And while LA may be leading, Bob, this will eventually catch up to the Kings if they continue to struggle with the puck in their own zone. And as I say that, Byfield, not under a great deal of pressure, flips at the length of the ice. That'll turn into an icing call. 9 1/4 gone by in the first period. That's the one positive for me if I'm Edmonton. LA has been jittery in its own end. You're getting second and third chances to make plays.
Yeah, 100%. But the Oilers have turned 2 pucks over and given LA point-blank looks. One that ended up in the net, one that required a good save here.
Yeah, both teams, that's a good point, Bob. Both teams have had trouble managing the puck in their own end.
I think the first one, there was a little bit of a miscommunication between Bouchard and then Fogle and Draisaitl as who was going to...
But the second one's just an abject turnover. I mean, and Kempe was stopped, but that's not the guy you want to get the puck. And LA, a little gamesmanship here. Checking with the players that are supposed to be on the ice. Gavrikov and England taking their sweet time, and finally we're ready for an offensive zone draw. McDavid will take it with Henrique camped out in the slot. Tie up off the draw, and we're going to do it again. Oilers finished 5 points ahead of LA during the regular season, won the season series 3 games to 1. In fact, Edmonton has beaten Los Angeles, if you include playoffs, 7 of the last 8 times they've met. Pierre-Luc Dubois gave it away to Zach Hyman, because remember, Edmonton won the last 3 games of last year's series. Kevin Fiala streaking up the left wing. His shot from the point deflected harmlessly away by Evan Bouchard, who with 4 assists on Monday joined Paul Coffey as the only Oiler defenseman ever to do that in a single playoff game. Here's McDavid through the neutral zone. Beat one King, but not the second. A layered defense by LA, but again, another turnover. And now Hyman is taken down. No penalty was called. And there's a case, Bob, where the Kings again coughed it up in their own zone. And in my way of thinking, it may very well have cost them a penalty. Not called.
Yeah, they got away with one there.
Holloway tried to lob it in. That was batted down. And that'll be a hand pass whistled against Gavrikov with 9:56 to go in the first period. We'll take time out and come back to sold-out Rogers Place. This is Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Edmonton took Game 1 7-4. LA, an early lead 10 minutes in, 1-0 over Edmonton. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
Portage College graduates are incredibly employable. How does Portage know? 99% of employers surveyed said they would hire a Portage grad. Get career ready at Portage College. Learn more by visiting portagecollege.ca.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know what I'm a fan of? Alberta. The wide open spaces, the highways and byways, and a rugged, beautiful terrain that I'm proud to call home. Maybe that's why I'm also a fan of my Ford F-150. It's tough, capable, and smart, which makes it a natural fit for roads like these. So if it's a new truck you're looking for, look no further than the truck Albertans love to drive, F-150. Head into your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent, featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. Sky is the address for socializing, dining, entertainment, and fun in the heart of Ice District. Sign a 1-year lease now and receive a complimentary ticket to an Edmonton Oilers home playoff game. This offer won't last long. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com for details. Believe
Believing in yourself takes confidence. At Portage College, 93% of grads say their education gave them the skills and knowledge they needed for their careers. That's the kind of confidence that leads to great results. Learn more at portagecollege.ca.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Oilers jackpot sitting at $4.4 million right now. Buy your tickets to be eligible for the early bird prize within the next hour. How about these early bird prizes? $15,000 cash and a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport. Bob's eyes big as saucers when he heard about the Bronco Sport. Off the draw, you've got Drew Doughty under control in the LA zone. Fourth line out for Edmonton. Puck whistled up the middle and spilled in by LaFerriere. Grabbed by Nurse. Alex LaFerriere, the one rookie in the series for LA. He's out of Harvard. He was 5'2" as a freshman in high school. Late bloomer.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Big hit. Trevor Lewis finishing his check on Sam Carrick, who's able to shrug it off, get it through Lazat, and now backhand it calmly over to Darnell Nurse. Reverse to Cody Ceci. Puck still in the Edmonton zone, now angled up the right-hand side, turned over in the neutral zone, and Trevor Lewis popped hard by Dylan Holloway. That's a good check by Holloway. And Lewis, one of the 3 Stanley Cup holdovers for LA. He, Kopitar, and Doughty won 2 cups, 2012 and 2014. Like we talked about earlier, Adam Henrique was a victim in 2012. His goal on Monday night marked the longest stretch ever between Stanley Cup playoff goals, nearly 12 years, more than 4,300 days from Game 6 of the 2012 final to Monday night, both against the Kings. Sent in deep, Kopitar. In the offensive zone, Gavrikov to Matt Roy, right circle wrist shot. Never reached Stuart Skinner, batted down by Brett Kulak, and he'll calmly dump it in. Kempe threw it over to Matt Roy. Henrique was telling me I couldn't even celebrate that goal. We were already down 4-0, I think, in that lopsided Game 6 where Los Angeles polished off New Jersey. Henrique had put the Devils in that Stanley Cup final with a Game 6 OT winner against the New York Rangers. In over the line, Connor McDavid. Backhanded in by Zach Hyman. Your favorite coach was behind the bench for the Rangers that year. Chipped up the left-hand side and out by Philip Deneau.
The Rangers, Peter Laviolette?
Center ice, no. This guy you like even more than Peter Laviolette. Here's Connor McDavid. Waved off his stick. Snatched away by Zach Hyman. Deneau puts Hyman under pressure. Hyman, 5 of his 6 hat tricks as an Oiler have come this season. He'd never had a hat trick before joining Edmonton. Drew Doughty in his own zone. He and Anderson trapped the Oilers with good pressure here, but they've been boxed out. They haven't gotten to the inside yet. 7 minutes to play in this first period. The shots are 4-3 Edmonton. Finally, it squirts free to Deneau, and LA will carry it out. Trevor Moore did not hit center. Then he got stood up, and some healing and holding tactics with Moore and Ekholm wrestling one another. Ekholm comes away with the puck, and it's spilled in by Evander Kane. Grabbed by Jordan Spence. Excuse me, Bob.
Yeah, right now LA's playing this game at their tempo, and the Oilers are getting caught in that fly trap in that 1-3-1.
Which was shredded the other night. Here's McLeod right on cue inside to Corey Perry, but his shot was tipped up and over. Perry given a second opportunity directly behind the net. Evander Kane, sharp angle shot. Pinballs out to Nurse. He'll shoot one off the end boards. The ricochet played by Kane back to Ceci. Not a great pass. It exited the zone, and now we'll have a hand pass whistled with 6:21 to go in the first period. And I would say this. The cycle created some turnovers for LA, but it seemed at that midway point of the first period, the Kings have settled down, and they've been a little better in their own end in terms of managing the puck.
The Oilers are basically being forced into stationary breakouts, and that plays right into LA's strength. And part of that happens. Bouchard tried to one-up the puck quickly, and he turned it over in a misread between Draisaitl and Foegele. That led to the only goal in this game.
Kempe from Kopitar, and then Kempe got another great chance Off a miscue from Draisaitl. Blake Lizotte up the right-hand side. Trevor Lewis pinned right in front of the Edmonton bench, but he was able to shake off the traffic and fire it in deep. Janmark played it back behind for Desharnais up the left-hand side, but turned over a shot, and that was blocked. Lizotte could not thread it through that time. Gavrikov couldn't hold the zone. Chipped out by Janmark, looking to create a 2-on-1 with Draisaitl on the ice. LaFerriere, after the Kings broke up that opportunity, was able to spin and dump it back in. Desharnais finished by Lewis, who earlier was blasted by Holloway, and now Desharnais takes his time.
But this is exactly what LA wants.
A lot of standing around, and Edmonton's surveying the ice, and there's just not much open ice to look at. Gavrikov up the left-hand side. Jab free for a moment. Kempe could not clear, and now Nugent-Hopkins vacates for Foegele. Operating right corner, Nugent-Hopkins net front. Foegele, shot, kick save made by Talbot, though wrong-footed. But Kempe was able to power it out and lead a 3-on-2 right to left. Kopitar back to Kempe, whacked it out of midair to make it 2-0. What a hand-eye play by Adrian Kempe. He's got both goals tonight, and the Kings lead it 2-0 in Game 2.
Well, that line right now is taking the Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, Foegele line to the woodshed. And it's Kempe with an elite level finish. Great hand-eye coordination to knock it home.
I mean, that was remarkable. Nothing Skinner could do. Time 14:57, a midair swipe, and he smacked it in perfectly. Kempe to Kopitar on the right wing, then back in front to Kempe. That puck was deflected out of midair by Bouchard and whacked in one motion by Kempe. I mean, he had to pick up the deflection, which was right by him.
Great play.
Unreal. Shoveled in by Adam Henrique. Worked up the left-hand side, but not out. Chance for Connor McDavid to break free of Philip Deneau. He does. Up top in the high slot. Shook him off. Down low to Hyman, who chipped it wide of the net. In the corner. Oilers reverse it back. McDavid and Henrique shot. Rebound loose in the blue paint. Talbot, did he keep it out? No! Did it cross the line? The Oilers thought it had crossed the line. It's still loose. They haven't blown it dead. There's 8 players in the blue paint. The Oilers are insistent this puck went in.
I think we're going to go upstairs here, Jack. They're going to have to. We're going to have to get an overhead.
Talbot was down and out, and at live speed, the Oilers thought it was in. It was behind Talbot, still loose, sitting in the crease, and the initial replay that Bob and I have seen, there's no way to tell. And this one may take a while to unfold. Got through Talbot. McDavid was in the blue paint, backhanding furiously.
This will tell us here in-house.
An in-house replay on the Jumbotron. Haven't seen anything yet. Are the Kings covering that puck with their gloves? That would be a potential penalty shot, but I haven't seen any video evidence that would indicate the puck was in the net. But we don't have every angle, and McDavid is insistent. And that's the thing, Bob. I've learned to trust Connor McDavid over the years. When he believes it's in, he usually knows. The players know. And they're going to take a longer look at this one. McDavid is saying, at the very least, it's penalty shot city.
But they got to call it a penalty shot, don't they?
Here's Shimoleski.
The call on the ice is no goal. The play is under review to see if the puck entered the net.
I don't see how you can prove that it went into the net from the angles that we've had.
Now, we don't get, as you know, Bob, every angle the league has privy to. So we'll just kind of relate what we're seeing up in our 8th floor location, our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. McDavid might have actually gotten in his own way on one of those backhand attempts. He might have backhanded it off his own skate. And then McDavid is also insisting.
There's no way it was in.
I can't say there was no way it was in the net. There's no way to overturn it. And we can now see what they're looking at, which is the same replay we were just looking at in-house. There's just a huge dog pile. And McDavid's saying, all right, well, If it's not in the net, how did you miss the fact that they were covering the puck with their gloves? He's saying penalty shot.
After video review, the call on the ice is confirmed. The puck never crosses the goal line. We have no goal.
Yeah, that's a tough one from an Edmonton standpoint because the Oilers are going to feel puck covered in the crease with a glove should have been a penalty shot. They're not going to get that argument either. And what Bob and I are going to get is a bit of a break here. Timeout on the ice. 4:26 to go in the first period. Offensive zone draw when we return for Edmonton. But the Oilers on the short end thus far in Game 2. It's 2-0 for Los Angeles. Adrian Kempe, both goals. This is 4 Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
Blue-collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit HeavyMetalEquipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
As the excitement heats up on the ice, why not heat things up at home too with Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. There's no better pairing for hockey than hot, delicious pizza delivered right to your door. So whether you're cheering from the arena or your living room, make sure you've got Pizza 73 on your team. Order now and fuel your playoff passion with the perfect pie. Remember, on game nights, don't just watch, deliver with Pizza 73.
The Brick and the Edmonton Oilers both started right here in Edmonton back in the 70s. And we know nothing is more exciting than playoff hockey. We're next to you in the stands, painted blue and orange, cheering our hearts out. And when we're not there, we're in our stores, making sure you have everything you need to cheer them on in your home. We're proud of this city and its rich sports history. The Brick, supporting the Edmonton Oilers and fans right from the beginning. Let's go, Oilers.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
4.5 to play first period. Los Angeles 2, Edmonton no score. And Bob, early on, Game 2 is the script has flipped a little bit, and I would say even in some of the subtle breaks that have gone each way in this game. I thought the Oilers got a couple in Game 1. The Kings have gotten a couple here early in Game 2.
Fair comment, but I think that's the right call.
Oh, yes, on the last play, yes. I'm not sure it was the right call about no penalty shot, though. Matthias Ekholm with control of the puck for Edmonton off an LA dump in. Henrique to Connor McDavid. Bouchard could not drag his way around Adrian Kempe, who's had 2 elite finishes in this game and came within a remarkable Skinner save of a hat trick. Now a centering pass. LaFerriere has it deflected on net by Kopitar. And Stuart Skinner able to come up with it. Both Kempe goals, the lone assist to Andrei Kopitar, who now has 79 career Stanley Cup playoff points.
All right, so right now, Edmonton doesn't have enough speed through the neutral zone to carry it in. They're going to have to start chipping and chasing, dumping and chasing, going and getting pucks, working on their puck retrievals, getting LA's defense to turn. And when they get a chance to hit them, they're going to have to hit them.
Is that where guys like Holloway 100%. And Kane become valuable?
Got to be moving your feet.
Off the draw, Perry clears through center, taken away by Jordan Spence and fired back in by Byfield. Held in Kevin Fiala for the LA Kings. Checked against the boards by Ceci. Then a hit from behind by Dubois. Bit of a rub out there in the corner on Corey Perry. Englund around the boards. In fairness, they didn't call that call on Royce, so you probably can't make that call. Fiala behind the net, taken down. Tried to one-hand it in front. Quick shot and a save made on Dubois by Stuart Skinner. Dubois got his own rebound. He scored in Game 1, did Pierre-Luc Dubois, but he also took 2 penalties, the second of which cost LA dearly. Here's Darnell Nurse into the left-hand side. Put it behind the net for Evander Kane. Tried to duck out in front. Kane left the puck behind. Byfield took it away, tossed it off the glass, didn't get it out. Nurse put it behind the net. Perry centers, and Kane had a notion, but had his stick lifted, and the Kings this time are able to fish it out of their own zone. Desharnais quickly up to Kane, flicked toward Cam Talbot. He'll keep the play moving to Drew Doughty. And the tireless one to the left-hand side for Andreas Englund. He'll force it up the left-hand side. Trevor Lewis tried to pull his way inside of Brett Kulak, who was having none of it. Kulak to Desharnais up the right-hand side. Warren Fogle, who put game one away with an empty netter. Drop pass. One-timer score. Kulak hammers it home. And Edmonton's on the board. It's 2-1 with 2:27 left in the first period. Kulak's second career playoff goal.
Well, that's what Cam Talbot's got to have, Jack, especially if you want to win on the road. You're up 2-0 where you've done some real good things. You can't get beat by Brett Kulak. Net drive there from Nugent Hopkins. Draisaitl back to the high slot. Kulak got all of it. Hammered it. It's a 2-1 game.
Time 17:33. Leon Draisaitl extends his playoff point streak against LA to 11 games. He teed it up, and Kulak put every ounce of his man strength into it and belted it home. Draisaitl off the draw, sends it in deep, and now the crowd is back in the game. Arvidsson up the right-hand side. Trevor Moore popped by Vinny Desharnais. And here comes the serenade for Cam Talbot, the 11-year pro. And you've got to be a pro to thrive in this atmosphere. Victor Arvidsson backhands it ahead. It's a breakaway. Drew Doughty didn't get the shot away, but it still went in through Skinner. And Drew Doughty has his first playoff goal since 2014. 3-1 LA.
Well, an excellent breakout there from the LA Kings, perfectly executed, but the Edmonton Oilers were caught sleeping. What a pass by Arvidsson, and he slips a pass across, and Doughty drives the net, careens as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is in. That's his man on Doughty.
So just 29 seconds after Kulak had sent the crowd into a collective tizzy, Doughty never really gets a shot. Nugent-Hopkins with a back check. It rolls off Doughty's stick. Skinner was playing the deke to the forehand side, opened up the 5-hole, and it trickled home. 3-1 Los Angeles.
All three goals against the Draisaitl line so far in this game, Jack.
The draw, it's sent in deep. Byfield will pin it there in the offensive zone for the LA Kings. Edmonton able to bust out. McDavid a 3-on-2 here, left to right, hitting the line, hit the trailer. Nurse a shot, and a save made by Cam Talbot, and that's one where he does come through, Bob, because that was a good look for Darnell Nurse off a feed from McDavid.
Fogle will pick up the second assist on the Kulak goal. Nurse, I think he had a chance to maybe walk that one in another stride and prove his angle on the play. There was nobody there for LA. And Talbot fought that off.
Drew Doughty's last playoff goal came in the Stanley Cup final against the New York Rangers. That series won by the Kings in 5 and was ended by a goal from Alec Martinez, another Kings defenseman at the time. Face-off win for McDavid. Handed off Hyman, hard across, Nurse to Ceci, broken up by Trevor Moore, and forced back into the offensive zone. Nurse with control of the puck. Up through center, he'll fire it in. Philip Deneau will get the second assist on the Doughty goal. That puts LA back up by 2 goals. Philip Deneau taking a skate at center with 1 minute now to play in this first period. 3 goals on 7 shots for Los Angeles. Driving in left-hand side, LaFerriere. Hit by Bouchard, puck in the corner. Fiala and Gavrikov do their best to hold the zone. Janmark slugs it free for Ekholm, and the outlet for Dylan Holloway. Second chance, not able to get it in as deep as he wanted. Matt Roy clears back to center for Los Angeles. Blasted back in by Bouchard. Around the boards, reversed. Oh, and a big pop. Going down in a heap in the corner was Pierre-Luc Dubois. Oilers win a battle coming out of the right corner. Bouchard a shot into a crowd and a save made on Janmark. Point blank, the rebound dropped at Janmark's feet, and Talbot got it. The puck flipped high in the air underneath the scoreboard. Kopitar. Crowd wanted it. Too many men against the Kings. They didn't get it, and now the Oilers may be offside. Or did they? call the too many men. Did Dan O'Rourke come in from the backside with the call?
I think Dan O'Rourke did.
It was not made by Shimoleski. But let's see what we have here.
I don't think that's a penalty, Jack.
But was it called? Now there's confusion amongst players on both teams. There was a bit of a madhouse with the Kings kind of climbing on and off. And then the Oilers rolled back into the offensive zone for an offside. And I think they're going to end up dropping the puck in the neutral zone.
No penalty.
Yeah, they had a long conference about it.
A lot of things have gone.
Didn't look. O'Rourke was circling.
And right now, the Oilers are just going to have to get recalibrated here in the second period. They don't look particularly enthused by what we've seen, but they need to play better. Now, that said, they're out shooting LA 11-7 in this game, and they're down 3-1.
Oilers also have had the one power play tonight, but they won't get a power play after this deliberation from our officials. So it's going to be a neutral zone draw. Ryan McLeod against Anze Kopitar. Kopitar won it. Doughty will eat it. Off to Kempe, who scored the other two Los Angeles goals, and that'll be all for the first period. The Kings take a 3-1 lead into the dressing room, as Bob mentioned. Shot clock in favor of Edmonton, but the scoreboard decidedly not. Adrian Kempe with two, elite level finishes. You understand why this guy has 41 and 35 goal campaigns. He was down a touch this year with 28 goals, but still, he was only the second guy in the last 17 years not named Anze Kopitar to lead the team in scoring. Not much you can do on the second goal in particular, Bob, but I think what you're probably most distressed by was the fact the Oilers gave up one so quickly once they had the crowd back in the game.
That's the killer for Edmonton, is you get, and it wasn't a great goal against for Talbot. Just because it was distant. Now, the Oilers did do something in the final 6 minutes of that period. They started to get a little bit of traffic around the net and create some chaos. And LA really had them boxed out early. I think Edmonton, I'll be honest with you, Jack, the line of Draisaitl, Fogle, along with Nugent Hopkins, they got to elevate their level of play there. All three forwards have been responsible for a goal against in this game. That's not going to cut it. That's all there is to it. Nugent Hopkins reacted too late on the backtrack on the 3-1 goal. The I got it, you got it routine with Fogle and Draisaitl on the first goal against. Draisaitl turned the puck over right after that. It was almost 2-0 right away. They ended up making it 2-0. Edmonton's, that line in particular has got to get going, but the Oilers got to start playing simple, direct, hard, and fast, okay? And they're too laborious in terms of transitioning the puck up the ice, and that's where they were getting LA in the last game. That's why they were able to create so much off transition.
It sounds like you're saying, as much as anything, Edmonton needs to impose its will rather than letting LA to get set.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm sorry, but the Oilers got a couple of defenders you don't want making plays out of a stationary breakout. Just get the puck up the ice, get going, and if there's no play in terms of getting it to a forward and allowing him to skate and transition it that way, then you're going to have to go old school and dump and chase and get their D-man to turn. So Edmonton's got some work to do. That's a given. That said, we've seen Edmonton on multiple occasions this season work their way back into games. We've also seen Stuart Skinner to get touched up early.
And then lock it down.
We'll see what happens here in period number 2.
Kempe from Kopitar on the first two. Brett Kulak got one back with his second career playoff goal. And what is this, his 53rd career game. But Doughty, the immediate response 29 seconds after that on a shot that really he didn't take as much as he was back-checked. The puck rolled off his stick and through the wickets of Stuart Skinner. We've got a 3-1 hockey game. Shots have been adjusted to 10-7 for Edmonton through 20 minutes of play. Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown on deck. This is Four Dealers. NHL hockey live from sold-out Rogers Place. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers Radio Network.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of oil country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com and help change lives today. Maybe even your own.
AGLC license number 645766.
Stay connected with your community and enjoy the latest updates and exclusive access to concerts and events by becoming a 630 CHED Insider. Don't miss out on a single moment.
Sign up now at 630ched.com.
And click on CHED Insider Newsletter to become a vital part of Edmonton's premier news and talk community. 630 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
Where Edmonton stays informed and entertained.
Today and every day. At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Game one away with an empty netter. Drop pass. One-timer score. Kulak hammers it home. And Edmonton's on the board. It's 2-1 with 2:27 left in the first period. Kulak's second career playoff goal.
Takes you into the highlight zone for Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the winner's zone, as that gave the Oilers a bit of life with 2:27 left in the first, but just 29 seconds later, Drew Doughty gets in behind the Oilers defense and scores. So Los Angeles leads it 3-1 after 20 minutes in Game 2 at Rogers Place. Rob, and L.A. very good in that period, and the Oilers make some errors, and they're playing from behind now.
Well, the Oilers made errors against the wrong line on the ice. The ones with Kempe's a star in this league, and Kempe has always had success against the Edmonton Oilers. And the first 2 goals he scored, I mean, those are pretty, but the very first one, Bouchard throws it up the boards and hoping that an Oiler will pick it up.
But who's supposed to take that puck?
Well, so Bouchard's got to just get it out. Just get it out of the zone, because the player, Fogel's coming that way, but it wasn't a stick-to-stick pass, so he's hoping Fogel gets it. So that's got to be just get it out hard. Fogel is the one that's supposed to get it. He's coming over there. He leaves the zone. Leon was outside. He was coming off the bench. He's outside the zone. He uses one hand on it, but to me, that's Fogel. Fogel flew the zone. He was hoping Leon was going to tip it, and he was going to get into an odd man break going the other way. But Kopitar, you got to read who you're playing against. Anze Kopitar is one of the best players in the league and has been for 15, 16 years. He makes smart plays. Kopitar read what Bouchard was doing. He got in front of 2 Oilers, and all of a sudden, you've got 2 defensemen standing still, and you have the LA Kings' best 3 players creating a play. And the shot by Kempe, the guy scores 35 goals every year, and that's because he can shoot with the best of them.
Well, and his second goal was just spectacular. I mean, it was a partial 3-on-2, and the Oilers defended it pretty well. And the puck is waist high.
Well, the hard
he bats it out of the air.
So the hard play is Ekholm goes to was it Kopitar? So he takes Kopitar away. So now Bouchard's got 2 guys coming in on him because it was a 3-on-2. So he can't get tangled up with Kempe, because if he gets tangled up with Kempe, the puck goes through, and I believe it's Byfield on the far wing or whoever it was. He's by himself. So he stays there. He gets a piece of the puck. The puck coming in, it was in the air. He gets a piece of it. But what eye-hand coordination by Kempe. Not only does he hit the puck, he's trying to put it in the spot that he hit. So he's just not trying to hit the puck towards the net. He knew exactly where he was putting that puck, and that's one that you jump. You think, oh my goodness, that was something special. So Kempe, who has been an Oiler killer for years, scores 2 fantastic goals in the first period.
And then, the Oilers were coming on a bit. You could just sense Kulak from the red line thinking, Leon, no, I'm coming, no, I'm coming, no, I'm coming. Absolutely steps into it. Now, again, perhaps a shot. If you're a Kings fan, you're thinking Talbot needs to make the save there. But all the momentum the Oilers had wiped out after 29 seconds. And again, an error that the Oilers weren't making a couple of days ago. Defenseman caught up ice. Nugent Hopkins doesn't pick up Doughty, and Doughty really not getting the shot away that he wanted, but still able to work the puck under Skinner.
Well, first, the Kulak shot, that's a great shot, but it's one that Talbot, you would expect the Talbot would be in the right angle to be able to stop that. He doesn't. And here's the problem. The Oilers get back in the game. They haven't even announced the goal.
Yeah.
And the LA Kings score. And on that one, I would never saw the top view to see how Doughty got the breakaway. Nugent Hopkins is the player we see chasing. I don't know if it was his man, but he's chasing. If that puck doesn't go in the net, I believe it's a penalty shot, as Nugent Hopkins hooks the stick of Doughty. That's why Doughty doesn't get a shot. Skinner's playing the move. Doughty's about to try and make a move, take the puck to the outside. Skinner's playing that. But when Nugent Hopkins got his stick in there, it stopped Doughty from being able to get a shot away. The puck goes between the legs. Doughty goes into Skinner. But that's one where you can't. I mean, there's no chance of Doughty being able to stop himself. That was a backbreaker, because the Oilers score a goal. They got all the momentum. The crowd is starting to surge, and then public enemy number one, Drew Doughty, scores a huge goal. He came a long ways to get that breakaway. You don't see that happen very often. I think it was you said earlier. Last time he scored a goal was against the New York Rangers in the Stanley Cup final. That was it. Yeah. So I was like, that's been a while. So I don't think the Oilers played poorly. I just think the Oilers made big mistakes. And Cam Talbot, I don't like the Kulak goal on him, but Cam Talbot did make some nice saves. And one right near the end, the one on Nurse. Nurse knew where he was put, and he put it right exactly where he wanted to. And Talbot was just able to hold it against his body. What I've seen in this period is what I saw in the last game. When the McDavid line is on, the Oilers have control of the play. When the McDavid line comes off, you see the sigh of relief for the LA Kings, and then they're starting to create things. And we saw all 3 goals were scored when the Leon Draisaitl line was on.
Yeah, that wasn't a good period for that line. I did think Fogle or Kane and Perry had a good period.
I thought they played well. I thought they played very well. A couple good looks from Kane in front of the net, and probably unlucky that they weren't able to put one in. And then, we had a football scrum. Or a rugby
that's
scrum.
The thing. I mean, I know Skinner's stats don't look good for that period, 4 goals on 7 shots, but I thought on that Nurse chance, yes, it was a good save. Talbot peeked behind him, and that scramble was because Talbot did let one leak through him. And quite frankly, there were so many Kings there, but Hyman was about to put the puck in the empty net, and somebody disrupted his stick, and then that led to the scramble. So...
It was the right call. We didn't even see the puck.
Go in.
No, we didn't see the puck at all. Give credit to Mikey Anderson. Mikey Anderson did the minor hockey photo shot. You know, when the guy on the ice where the goalie lays in the very front of all the kids on the ice when the team picture is being taken. Mikey Anderson did that on the goal line. Now, Connor McDavid was adamant that an LA King player put his hand on the puck.
Couldn't tell, though.
You couldn't tell. I mean, it doesn't matter anyways. I don't know. That's not something that you can challenge. And we watched the replay 10 times. I couldn't find the puck, let alone be able to find if a guy put his hand on it. McDavid was quite adamant about it. Drew Doughty told him, no, Connor, that didn't happen, as they had a little conversation with the referee. I was just shocked that it went on as long as it did.
Yeah.
Because it was about 10, 15 seconds where the ref was on the back of the net watching.
Well, I looked at the clock when McDavid pointed. Another 8 seconds ran off. So it was about a 10-second scramble.
Which is unbelievable. You don't see that very often. But the Oilers had their chances in that period. They will get chances. They're going to need a save from Skinner, though, here in the second.
All right, Kings up 3-1 after the first period. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton Airport. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 955, is one of Alberta's largest and most diverse union locals in the province. Members work in everything from construction and maintenance to pipelines, renewables, healthcare, education, municipalities, and more. They are a big part of Alberta's past and will be a big part of Alberta's future. Apprenticeship, jobs, pension. That's IUOE Local 955. Visit joinustoday.ca to learn more, and let's Let's go Oilers.
With Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. The Shaftesbury wildfire burning just south of Peace River is now being held. The Reeve of the MD of Peace, Robert Willing, expects the evacuated residents will soon be back home.
We haven't lifted the evacuation order yet. Our present plans are to lift it tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
One home has been lost to the blaze, but the district says if it were not for the actions of everyone who responded, approximately 50 homes could have been lost. Edmonton police have released surveillance video of suspects in the extortion scheme targeting local home builders in the South Asian community. You'll find the surveillance pictures in the story at 630ched.com. No injuries have been reported in any of the shooting incidents, but a firefighter was hurt at one of the arsons. And after a lengthy debate over amendments to the operating budget, City Council has voted to approve changes that will result in an 8.9% property tax hike this year. Councillor Tim Cartmell says it was the only way to avoid a deficit budget, which, quote, we cannot have. News on demand at 630ched.com.
Portage College graduates are incredibly employable. How does Portage know? 99% of employers surveyed said they would hire a Portage grad. Get career ready at Portage College. Learn more by visiting portagecollege.ca.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
Blue-collar work deserves big dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit heavymetalequipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Believing in yourself takes confidence. At Portage College, 93% of grads say their education gave them the skills and knowledge they needed for their careers. That's the kind of confidence that leads to great results. Learn more at portagecollege.ca.
The Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Okay, let's check the scoreboard for Pizza 73, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. The Bruins win 4-2 in Toronto, so they lead the series 2-1. Golden Knights and Stars 1-1 with 7:20 left in the second period. The Oilers farm team, Bakersfield, trailing Ontario 1-0, 7.5 minutes into the second period. Oh, now it's 2-0 Ontario. That is game 1 of a best of 3. Blue Jays lost 3-2 to the Royals. Oilers coming out for the second period. They're down 3-1 to Los Angeles. Here come Jack and Bob, Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the Intermission has been brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Chemco is building industry across Canada, and now they're on the lookout for civil and electrical project managers, estimators, and superintendents to join their dedicated team. Why Chemco? Because Chemco cares. They put people first, offering top-tier compensation packages and an unwavering commitment to safety. At Chemco, safety isn't just a priority, it's everybody's business. Ready to be part of a team that truly values you? Visit chemco.com/careers today.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
3-1 hockey game as we bring you back for the start of the second period. The Edmonton Oilers on the short end thus far through 20 minutes. Adrian Kempe opening the scoring 3 minutes in, then a beautiful mid-air swipe. Both goals set up by Andrei Kopitar, and when Kulak powered a one-timer past Talbot, the crowd woke up, but then 29 seconds later, Doughty silenced them with his first goal since the 2014 Cup Finals. So we've got a 3-1 LA score, and the Kings win the opening face-off here in the second period, backhanding it in deep. Ceci and Nurse defensively. Draisaitl between Nugent-Hopkins and Warren Foegele. And Nugent-Hopkins digs it out of the corner, advances it through for Foegele, whose speed negates icing, and he works against Mikey Anderson. Anderson pins him behind the net, and taking advantage of that maneuver, Doughty was able to clear up the right-hand boards. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown with you. Here's Nugent-Hopkins staggering his way in from the right-hand side. We'll have Game 3 for you Friday night from Los Angeles and Crypto.com, and that'll be an 8:30 Mountain Time start. Game 4 Sunday, also 8:30 Mountain. Kopitar defending McDavid, who rushed in from the left-hand side. Knocked it away. Trevor Moore from distance threw it wide from beyond the blue line. Quickly swept up the right-hand side. Gavrikov got in the way of the puck. And then McDavid with a handoff from Hyman couldn't do anything with it. LA looking to move it out, and Deneau does exactly that to center ice. Adam Henrique prevented LA from getting it in deep, but Trevor Moore pickpocketed Hyman, brought it as far as center ice, where it's taken by Philip Deneau. His shot actually beat Skinner, glanced off the outside of the net, and hopped out of play with 1:20 gone by in this second period. And our score, Los Angeles 3, Edmonton 1, as the Kings look to get a split in a different way than they did in each of the last 2 years when they opened on the road here at Rogers Place.
Obviously winning Game 1 both years. LA's done a good job taking time and space away. A little bit more assertive neutral zone play to start this second period, Jack.
McDavid has not had a lot of prolonged touches 5-on-5. He had control of the puck on the power play, but at 5-on-5, he's touched the puck, Bob, but he hasn't had much room to illustrate your point. He's had it knocked off his stick a few times and had to move it some others. They've really rolled coverage right at him. Evander Kane up through center, turned over. Pierre-Luc Dubois centering past Kevin Fiala. Wrist shot fought off by Skinner, rebounded. Unable to tuck it home. LaFerriere. Grabbed by Fiala. Shot from distance. Rebound LaFerriere. And he whipped it wide. He had more time than he realized. Perry put it across to Evander Kane, who brings it out of the zone as far as center. The Oilers right to left in this second period. Edmonton in the blue, Kings in the white. Dubois taking hard against the boards, coming out of the corner with a chance as Kane in front. Loose puck. Perry can't muscle it home, and he might have taken a goaltender interference call. Let's see what this whistle will be.
It's going to be against Corey Perry on the interference call. As you said, Jack, he had the stick hacked right out of his hands, went right to the front of the net, and the Oilers are waving at O'Rourke here.
90, goaltender interference.
And this now becomes a huge kill for the Edmonton Oilers.
And LA's power play, as you pointed out Monday night, was good, especially down the stretch. Better than 22% on the season. It's more of a power play by committee type of scenario. Fiala was the team leader with 11 power play goals. Kings were 0 for 2 on Monday night. And when you combine that with the fact they were only 1 of 4 on the kill, well, that was the difference in the game. 7-4 final Edmonton, Game 1.
So Carrick going to take the draw. He's at 62% as an Oiler.
with Nugent Hopkins on the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill, but a clean face-off win for LA. A wrist shot off the draw from Fiala was blocked, and here's Nugent Hopkins shorthanded, trying to change the complexion of the game. Nugent Hopkins scored in game one to Carrick, and then back to Nugent Hopkins. He was taken down. Crowd wanted a call, none forthcoming. Kopitar will leave it for Drew Doughty, and LA regroups. Desharnais and Ekholm round out the penalty-killing quartet. Again, our friends at Napa Auto Parts bring you this PK. Arvidsson slid it back to Doughty. High slot, moves it over to Anze Kopitar. Behind the net, he'll get it right back from Fiala. Then move it to Arvidsson. Kopitar, Arvidsson, snapped out to Doughty. One time to cross to Kempe. Kempe, top of the right circle. He'll feather it too far for Fiala, but Arvidsson is there to take over. Now Kempe, and he took his eye off that puck. He's already scored twice tonight, then fought it again. Turned it over to Ryan McLeod, who dumps it down the ice. Adrian Kempe really beat that puck square on that last opportunity. Kings back up ice left to right. Kopitar whistles a pass laterally to Arvidsson, right wing offensive zone. Kicked it back, Doughty. Now Kempe. This time handles it cleanly, but his return pass was deflected away. Under pressure from Myanmar, that forces Los Angeles back, and the Kings will get a change. Doughty looking to move it in. Kempe turned it over. Shorthanded breakaway. Ryan McLeod in on Talbot. Backhander denied. Talbot squeezed the 5-hole shot. That would have been a big goal, not only for Edmonton, but Ryan McLeod, who down the stretch had just one goal in the final 20 regular season games. Wristed down deep by Trevor Moore. A glorious chance. McLeod stopped. Now a quick chance for Deneau from the high slot. Missed the net. Rebound Moore. Whipped it around the boards. Mikey Anderson. Edmonton back to full strength. Centering pass. Deflected on his backhand. Philip Deneau. Then fired a tough pass. Gavrikov did well just to hold the zone. Moore gave it back to Gavrikov. His shot went off a skate and right to Darnell Nurse, and the puck exits the zone. 4.5 gone by in the second period. LA still up 3-1. Slap shot, and Byfield had it deflected out of play at the last instant by Cody Ceci. And we'll have a whistle and a face-off coming in the Edmonton zone.
So Ryan McLeod optimally is probably looking, one of his best seasons in his career. He might be 15 to 18 goals and, 45 to 50 points. With that speed, I'd shoot. You're changing the angle and the release point because of the way he can skate. Said he went in and tried to sift home a backhander through the 5-hole. Oilers have loaded up McDavid. Draisaitl and Hyman coming out of the penalty here, Jack.
Along with Ekholm and Bouchard. It's a D-zone draw, though. Pierre-Luc Dubois will take it for Los Angeles against Leon Draisaitl. Off the face-off, Edmonton controls, whistled off the glass. I think that might have caught one of the Kings on the bench. And the face-off will come back inside the Edmonton line.
Some of Edmonton's better players have been quiet in this game. You mentioned the job that they've done off McDavid, 5-on-5. Bouchard had the early giveaway. And again, it's partially on the forwards. Got to have a little bit more support defensively there. They're a little bit spread out.
Well, like you said, I think one thought you got it.
Yep.
There was a miscommunication there.
And it led to an easy goal for the Kings.
Face-off win for Deneau. A drive from the point, again, deflected out of play. This one taken by Gavrikov.
Edmonton was dug in from the opening get-go against LA in game number 1. They were ready to go. And the Kings have responded with a similar approach to tonight's game.
Philip Deneau.
Now, one thing the Oilers can do is they can score. First in the league last year, fourth in the league this year.
Well, and you're down 2, and there's 35 minutes remaining, so it's far from panic time here in game 2. Trevor Moore off the draw, trying to tuck it down low. McDavid shrugged off Arvidsson, got it ahead for Draisaitl. He was checked by Gavrikov. Crowd wanted interference. Deneau sends it across, but too far for Matt Roy. Hammered back in by Ekholm. That'll take Gavrikov on the puck. Deneau, more for LA, and he's able to swing it successfully back to center. Club back in by Ekholm. This puck eluded Gavrikov. Trying to spin to the inside was Hyman, but he left the puck behind. And Arvidsson is able to skate it up to center and dump it in. Twice a 30-goal scorer in Nashville, Victor Arvidsson, drafted by the Preds 10 years ago in the 4th round. Bouchard will shoot it in. Around the boards. Played Vander Kane to the point. And that shot from Vinny Desharnais sailed wide. Rebound going to be grabbed by Blake Lizotte. In fact, wasn't Arvidsson the first guy Nashville ever drafted that scored 30 goals for them? Here's Blake Lizotte wrapped up with Adam Henrique. Here, Luc Dubois in the right corner of the offensive zone. Kings lead at 3-1. Evander Kane able to peel it out of traffic up to Brett Kulak, who has the Oiler goal, and he'll dump it in. Drew Doughty on the puck retrieval, a big hit by King, who smoked Doughty in the final regular season meeting. He was called for a penalty on that occasion, but it proved pivotal, and Edmonton won 4-1, and Doughty was a non-factor. Let's see whether that hit starts to change the momentum of this one. That was a big hit by Kane on Doughty. Doughty in the train tracks again. That time, Carrick got a healthy piece of him. Kings working up the left-hand side. LaFerriere digging, but good work by Kane to maintain the offensive zone. Second effort. Evander Kane, third effort, punches it down low. And the Oiler crowd will love that from Evander Kane. Drew Doughty with an attempted clear, and finally, it's hacked out of there by Andrei Kopitar. Oilers attempt to put it back in. Carrick had to tag back up, and here come the Kings left to right. LaFerriere, wild centering pass, eluded Kopitar. Kempe to Anderson, who rifles into the midsection of Stuart Skinner, who makes his 7th save of the night. 12:47 to go. Second period. Los Angeles 3, Edmonton 1. This is Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to call myself an Albertan. You know, after years of touring this great province in my Ford F-150, I've learned the value of driving a tough, capable, smart truck. Whether you're working for the weekend or long-hauling it like I am, there's an F-150 for every Albertan, with plenty of options to choose from, like available Pro Power on board. So if you're looking for a new truck, stop by your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent, featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. Sky is the address for socializing, dining, entertainment, and fun in the heart of Ice District. Sign a 1-year lease now and receive a complimentary ticket to an Edmonton Oilers home playoff game. This offer won't last long. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com for details.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
12 minutes, 47 seconds to play in this, the second period. No scoring thus far in the frame. Kempe with 2 and Doughty with 1 in the first period for Los Angeles. Brent Kulak with the only goal for Edmonton, set up by Draisaitl and Fogle, each of whom have been on for the 3 LA goals. Face-off right side of Skinner. Face-off win for Sam Carrick, worked up the left-hand side. Janmark tumbled to the ice as he collided with Anderson. A big hit by Holloway on Jordan Spence. He was able to shake it off, move it up the right-hand side. Got past Darnell Nurse, but not Holloway, whose second effort maintained the zone. Holloway with outstanding quickness, lead pass left wing, and Kevin Fiala in against Darnell Nurse. Fiala had it raked from his grasp by Nurse, and it's Spence over to Mikey Anderson. Holloway forces a turnover. Ceci rifles a pass to Janmark that's tipped to Holloway, shoots and scores. Dylan Holloway cuts it to 3-2.
Well, that's what you need if you're Edmonton. You got a goal from your fourth line. And it was Ekholm with the stretch pass up the ice. A quick one-up. And it beat the Kings' trap. And then Holloway Terrier pass and rifled one home.
See, for me, more so than Kulak, that's one that Talbot's going to have. 3-2, Dylan Holloway, his first career playoff goal in his third game. And remember, he had 3 goals and 5 points in the 6 regular season games that he played after being recalled again from Bakersfield. And that got him into the lineup to start with. Here's a chance off the draw. The Oilers' sharp angle shot kicked out into the slot for just a moment, and the Kings able to regain. Kempe, left to right over the line, a shot from distance, waved to the corner by Skinner. Holloway's speed. We talked about the second effort to initially keep the puck in, and he's rewarded by keeping his feet moving. And set up by Carrick and Janmark for the goal that puts Edmonton within a goal once again. LA up the right-hand side. Moore to Kopitar. Behind the net, Nugent Hopkins might have gotten away with a hold, and here comes Leon Draisaitl. Hustling down the middle, chips in charge. Oh, a tough bounce on Talbot. Made the save, and then another save on Draisaitl. Another shot pouring in. Fogle had it blocked. Rebound, Vinny Desharnais had it deflected up and out of play. You can no longer hear the whistles. 11:06 remaining in the second period. And this crowd's starting to get all over Cam Talbot once again, who was beaten from distance by Dylan Holloway. And this is where your eardrums start to reverberate off the draw. Quick shot taken by Warren Fogle. That one stopped by Cam Talbot. Right off the draw, top of the right circle. Talbot able to make the save. He's got 15 stops tonight. Los Angeles 3, Edmonton 2. Holloway looks like a different player. Since that recall.
They only played him on left wing for the final 2 games down there, Jack. He was at center for most of it.
Draisaitl up the right-hand side. Said he loved it. He was playing 20 minutes a night. Playing center, you get that many more puck touches, more involved in the game.
And then they moved him to the wing with Peterson at center. Lane Peterson, a right shot.
Had a real good year down there.
I was a little surprised that he didn't get a recall late in the year for a game. And
the year's not over, partner.
Yeah, he was with Holloway and Peterson was with Griffith. They're 2 top offensive players with Holloway, and he really killed it as a left winger in the final couple games. Look out.
Off the draw, wrestled down with Draisaitl. A quick shot, sharp angle, save Skinner. Rebound, knocked behind the net. Wraparound Fiala's second effort, and Skinner comes up with a save. Nugent Hopkins popped it loose for Warren Fogle. He'll hit the line and try to center. We got a penalty coming. It's against Los Angeles. Centering pass off the pads of Cam Talbot. This crowd ready to explode. We've got a tie-up and a hook coming against Los Angeles. Nugent Hopkins chesting up at the whistle with Kevin Fiala. And it's going to be Blake Lizotte going to the box. Time of the penalty, 9:36, and the Oilers awarded their second power play of the night with a chance to tie it up at the midway point of this hockey game. Face-off will be to Talbot's right-hand side. The usual suspects on.
Get it.
Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, and Bouchard. McDavid lines up in the slot alongside Nugent Hopkins. Hyman on the left half boards. Draisaitl wins the faceoff. Here's Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins over to McDavid. Looks, dishes. One-timer Bouchard, and a glove save made by Cam Talbot. Now, often, Bob, during the course of the season, it'd be Hyman lined up, stacked in the slot with McDavid, and Nugent Hopkins hugging the half wall. So Glenn Gulletson has decided to go with a few different looks, hasn't he?
It's almost like, best way to explain it, the Oilers' power play was very vanilla, especially on the road in the last 20 games of the year when Edmonton pretty much had a secured second spot in the Pacific Division. It's like they're an offensive play caller in football, and they didn't reveal any of the subtleties and the changes they'd make with a team that was home and cooled with a 10-1 record to start the season, knowing that you're going to play in the playoffs. And they've advanced the offense a bit here on the power play, no question.
Draisaitl soccered it back. McDavid wires one high and wide of the glove side. Draisaitl, that was an even-up draw, and he kind of kicked it right back. David had a good look, just missed.
He went Franz Beckenbauer on that one, Jack.
Here's Bouchard up the right-hand side. Draisaitl change of pace right around Gavrikov to the net, and a save made by Talbot. Boy, beautiful changing speeds from Leon Draisaitl. Kopitar over to Gavrikov. Failed to clear again. McDavid popped it down low for Draisaitl. Hugging the goal line on the right side. Peers inside, kicks it out to Bouchard. Minute 10 on this Atco power play. Oilers looking to tie it up, trailing 3-2. McDavid rolls up, right circle to Draisaitl. Cross ice, one-timer score. We're tied. Zach Hyman buries the equalizer. 3-all in game 2.
So they send Nugent Hopkins down low for the jam play that worked in the previous game. Two Kings tie him up. Hyman finds open space, and Draisaitl through the scheme. No chance for Cam Talbot. We're tied 3-3.
Two goals in 2:42. And a 3-1 deficit has become a dead-even game 2.
Many people consider Zdeno Chara to be the best free agent signing ever. Zach Hyman might be the second best.
Face-off win for LA. LaFerrier to the middle of the ice, and that'll be an icing call whistled against Darnell Nurse with this crowd in an absolute uproar. 9:12 remaining second period, 21-13. And here's the calls for Cam Talbot. That's why you work for Home Ice Advantage. It is just bedlam in this building. Rogers Place was built with perfect acoustics for a hockey playoff game. It is ear-splitting in here. Off the draw, the Oilers cycle it out. Englund will shoot it in. Cody Ceci after it for Edmonton. Ryan McLeod shook it free for Corey Perry. Advanced through to Darnell Nurse. Up to center ice, he'll shoot it in. Big hop off the boards. Grabbed by McLeod and fired off the side of the net. Kings will come up with a puck. Jordan Spence trying to shake off Evander Kane, who's relentless alongside Corey Perry. And the Kings are pinned behind their own net. Kane won the battle. Desharnais to Brett Kulak, his shot, and that was deflected. Kane will pick up the ricochet and throw it around the boards for Desharnais. Off his back foot, taken by Englund, side of the net for Los Angeles. He'll punch it off the boards and out. Edmonton has outshot Los Angeles 21-13 tonight. And as you can tell by the deafening noise behind me, the Oilers have fought back into a tie. Here they're going to be offside as Sam Carrick might have made one move too many, but you get a goal from your fourth line, you go up on the power play, and once again, LA has no answers. That's now 20 for 40 for Edmonton, head-to-head against the Los Angeles penalty kill in the playoffs the last 3 years. We take time out from sold-out Rogers Place. 8:08 to play, second period. Game 2 is tied at 3, and this is Four Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
When you play the largest 50-50 in sports, everybody wins. Your support makes all of Oil Country a better place. A place of kindness, caring, and compassion. Uplifting those in need, changing lives forever. The largest 50-50 pot in professional sports is currently growing by the second. Get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com and help change lives today. Maybe even your own.
AGLC license number 645766.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Edmonton. Rogers wants you to stay connected to your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
Catch every goal on Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network with Rogers 5G mobile plans. To learn more, visit rogers.com/5G. That's rogers.com/5G.
The Brick and the Edmonton Oilers both started right here in Edmonton back in the 70s. And we know nothing is more exciting than playoff hockey. We're next to you in the stands, painted blue and orange, cheering our hearts out. And when we're not there, we're in our stores, making sure you have everything you need to cheer them on in your home. We're proud of this city and its rich sports history. The Brick, supporting the Edmonton Oilers and fans right from the beginning. Let's go, Oilers.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
The Oilers have shaken off early deficits of 2-0 and 3-1 here in the second period and turned this game on a dime. 3-all, brand new hockey game, 28 minutes left to play. Face-off win for Carrick in the neutral zone. It's struck in deep by Vinny Desharnais, turned over by LA. Matthias Janmark, drag move back behind the net. Tried to shovel it out, picked off, but held in. Janmark's second effort. That's what the Oilers have done for much of the night, is prevent LA from breaking out as easily as they'd like to. Doughty up the left-hand side. You've got Trevor Moore. Will not elude the grasp of Vinny Desharnais. It's rolled around to Doughty. Left point shot taken by Anderson. That fluttered harmlessly wide. Janmark bats it down out of midair, but because Holloway did not touch the puck until it reached the neutral zone, it comes right back into the Oiler end. That's a situation where Holloway actually, if he's able to touch the puck before it leaves the blue line, it's a legal play. You're allowed a hand pass in your own zone. Face-off left side of Stuart Skinner.
Does appear as though Chris Knobloch is hard matching a little bit. Kopitar, Kempe back out there, so goes the Draisaitl line, which the LA top line has won this battle so far against Leon. Now that said, we haven't had anything from McDavid at even strength. Somehow I think that might still be coming.
Does have an assist on the power play goal off the draw that eluded Vladislav Gavrikov. McDavid, big hit. Finishing that time, thundering in, was Zach Hyman. Byfield took another pop to get it off the boards to Matt Roy, and here come the Kings left-right. Kopitar, Adrian Kempe, wrist shot, deflected wide. Rebound grabbed by Evan Bouchard. He'll fire one looking for McDavid. Gavrikov, a good read, able to break it up. Byfield with a secondary layer of support, rolled it over, and now taking it hard into the zone was Kempe with a shot low glove that Skinner fielded flawlessly. 6:51 to go, second period of face-off coming to his right.
You mentioned Quentin Byfield. He was represented by Jeff Jackson, the agent for Connor McDavid,
who's now the Oilers' president of hockey operations.
And it's Jeff's birthday today. 59, by the way.
I'm glad you said it. Guy signs my checks. I'm not diming him out. Face off, right side of Skinner. Blake Lazat lining up against Leon Draisaitl. Clean face-off win. Cody Ceci, but no, we'll do it again. Shandor Alfonso wants that puck back. And this time it'll be Nugent Hopkins.
Alfonso, the former Lakehead Thunderwolf.
Face-off win for LA. Doughty, little spin move. Fogle partially tripped him up, then got the puck, fought it a bit, still managed to get it up through center, and then land a clean shot on Blake Lazat. Here comes Fiala, rifling one high and wide to the blocker side of Stuart Skinner. And the rebound careens off the boards and all the way inside the LA line. Doughty hearing it from the partisan crowd, then turned over by Englund. What was he doing there? Fogle, Nugent Hopkins, and his shot deflected wide. Rebound, Draisaitl. That looked like a lot like the first LA goal where Englund, I don't know what he was thinking, crossed up, drew Doughty, and the puck went right to Warren Fogle. He and Nugent Hopkins unable to capitalize, and the puck eventually left the playing surface. Neutral zone faceoff coming with 6:14 to go in the second period, and our game tied at 3.
Well, sorry, go ahead, Jack.
Well, I was just going to say our 50-50 jackpot right now, Bob, approaching $5 million, and so is the deadline to get in on the early bird prize. Another 15 minutes for that 2024 Ford Bronco, and what a great cause. The Ben Stelter Foundation and Alberta Cancer. Sent in from the right-hand side by the LA Kings. Kulak threw it around the boards. A drive-by for McLeod from Perry, but Evander Kane is there, and he'll hoist it behind the LA defense. Anderson back to gather. Doughty couldn't make a play on the puck, but neither could Brett Kulak. So it's LaFerriere trying to turn Desharnais inside out. We've got a penalty coming.
Zop ice. Dubois sold a hook and call. He got heaved to the ice. Might be Corey Perry's second penalty of the game, Jack.
He'll go in at 14:21. The other was for goaltender interference. And with this, a second LA power play has arrived at a crucial juncture with the game tied at 3. The Kings will look to go back on top when we come back in 90 seconds. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers Radio Network.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through Edmonton'sBestHotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. Edmonton'sBestHotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 955, is one of Alberta's largest and most diverse union locals in the province. Members work in everything from construction and maintenance to pipelines, renewables, healthcare, education, municipalities, and more. They are a big part of Alberta's past and will be a big part of Alberta's future. Apprenticeship, jobs, pension. That's IUOE Local 955. Visit joinustoday.ca to learn more, and let's go Oilers.
Honey, I overloaded the washing machine and there's a mini waterfall pouring through the basement roof.
We'll fix it. Don't worry, babe.
And I might have horribly shrunk your lucky jersey.
Ow!
Life happens. Access Insurance can help. The Save of the Game is brought to you by Access Insurance. When Albertans need it most, they know they can count on the Access Insurance team for a huge save. It's easy to switch and save. Check out their Google reviews.
And visit AccessInsuranceGroup.com.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through Edmonton'sBestHotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. Edmonton'sBestHotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
Face off right side of Stuart Skinner. Digging in for the draw beyond Jay Kopitar against Sam Carrick. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown with you. Off the draw, steal by Nugent Hopkins. He's with Carrick, shorthanded. Brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Flips it toward the net, easily handled by Talbot, and now LA regrouping. It's second power play of the night. Ekholm and Desharnais round out the penalty-killing quartet. Here's Victor Arvidsson. Dumping it behind the Edmonton net, around the boards on Jay Kopitar. Hard rim to Arvidsson. Fed it inside to Kempe, who's got 2 LA goals tonight. Receives from Doughty, who has the other. Kempe from the right corner. Tried to put it back to Doughty. Put it in the feet of the official instead, but the Oilers failed to clear. Desharnais had a good chance to clear a second opportunity, and this time he makes no mistake. Bumping Arvidsson off the puck and rifling one down the right-hand boards. Minute left in the penalty to Corey Perry for hooking. Drew Doughty with control. Left to right comes Adrian Kempe. Kings have seen a 3-1 second period lead disappear. Kempe around the boards. Fogle came over to cut it off. Nice play by Arvidsson to hold the zone. Right circle wrist shot save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound worked free. Kempe to Doughty. Back to Kempe. Doughty steps up high slot. Kempe, deep right corner, centering pass, bounced around, ultimately punched free by Nurse to Fogle, and he'll skate it out of the zone. Hit the red line and lob it into the LA zone. Caught cleanly by Talbot. 25 seconds left in the man advantage for Los Angeles. 4 minutes to go in the second period, which is seen this game turn in favor of Edmonton. Kings cough it up in the neutral zone. Oilers clear length of the ice. Miscommunication between Talbot and Byfield. Dubois briefly trapped in the corner, and as the penalty to Perry expires, LA still with the puck only at center. Hard hit by Draisaitl, landed a clean check on Byfield. Puck pops loose, and Ekholm will hammer it back into the zone for Edmonton. Gavrikov around the board, still a Ferrier. Knocked out of midair by Deneau and back to center for Los Angeles. Kulak cross ice looking for McDavid. Could not work his way around one man, and Trevor Lewis backhanded in to the Edmonton zone. So, coming off the successful kill, you've got McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman out there as Edmonton looks for its first lead of the game. Oilers trailing for much of it, beginning with the first of Kempe's two, 3 minutes in. Kings put too much on this one. That'll be an icing call, whistled against LA with 3 minutes to play in period 2.
Well, solid kill from Edmonton. And the specials team speak volumes of where we're at right now in this series, Jack. Oilers are 4 for 6 in the power play, and the Kings are 0 for 4. Even strength scoring. LA's been fine.
Well, that really was the case last year. Edmonton was 9 of 16 on the power play last year, head-to-head in this series. And make an argument, it won them the series. They got 9 more against Vegas and couldn't win that series. Lost in 6. 46% on the power play in the playoffs last year for the Oilers, and you're out in the second round. Oilers led the league with 18 power play goals, and they lasted 2 rounds. Bouchard led all defensemen in points.
For 2 years in a row, they've been the highest scoring player in the league in the playoffs. Highest goal scoring player. Haven't even gone to the final.
Here's McDavid driving down the left-hand side. Got a piece of him, did Arvidsson. A quick shot taken by Holloway, and that was redirected wide. McDavid, Holloway, and Hyman. Big hit on Trevor Moore. McDavid finished it. Puck pops out of play with 2:09 to go in the second period. But Connor McDavid, something Bob and I have talked about all year long, he's added another layer to his game. Actually, 2 more. Face-off improvement and more physicality, second only to Evander Kane among Oiler forwards in hits this season.
And the problem for an opposition player with McDavid, it's the speed that he arrives at. He can skate through you. He doesn't have to get all of you to hurt you.
Well, and he's not, a frail guy. No. He's 6 foot 1.5 and just rock solid. I mean, as Bob said, he hits you at that speed, you're still not getting hit by a small guy. It's not like Blake Lazat's running around out there. Face-off win for Philip Deneau. We're going to do it again at center ice. Right now, taking the draw at center.
Dallas Drake.
Adam Henrique.
Dallas Drake was a mid-sized guy that used to destroy ice skating throw.
Yeah, he'd explode into you. Start at the breastplate and move his way up. Get whiplash, get hit by Dallas Drake. More delays on the face-off as Deneau chased out. It's a center ice draw, and Henrique won it against Arvidsson. Perry will shoot it in for Edmonton with 2 minutes to play in the second period. And when Roy tried to reverse it, he put it out of play, and it did not hit the glass first. This is going to be a delay of game against Los Angeles, and the Oilers will be on the power play for the remainder of this second period. Another unforced error for LA late in the period.
Well, they don't protest it too much.
Well, he whistled it right over the glass, and Roy knew it. It's not as easy to see from our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast location because it kind of disappears into the dark portion of the rinks, which for us are the 2 end zones.
Doughty nosing his way into the Oilers' huddle. It's kind of funny.
Ryan Gibbons will drop the puck here. Draisaitl against Philip Deneau. Won the face-off. Nugent Hopkins back to Bouchard. An Oiler power play for the lead. Nugent Hopkins to McDavid. He'll trade the puck with Draisaitl inside to Hyman. Didn't get the shot away. And Trevor Moore tried to clear. It went off Bouchard. He briefly had it still within the zone. But by the time he located the puck, he's got to drift back into his own end and reset. Here comes McDavid. On-rushing through Trevor Moore. Hits the line with speed. Drifts to the right corner. Absorbs a check from Mikey Anderson and twists it back to Draisaitl. McDavid coming out of the right corner. Hyman in the slot. McDavid. One-timer Bouchard. And that ricocheted wide. Off the boards. Held in by Bouchard. Slid it down low for Draisaitl. Had the interior feed for Hyman. Couldn't get it to him. Stayed strong on the puck against Anderson. Hyman to McDavid. From beneath the goal line, Draisaitl. Hyman kicked it out. Bouchard steps up. Waits. Dishes. Draisaitl right face off dot. A save made by Talbot. That was a tough save. Maybe Talbot's best of the night.
Almost looked like he wrong-footed him on that.
He did, and he got it with the right pad. Excellent work by Cam Talbot with a minute to go in the period. And a mid-air smackdown by Blake Lizotte. Short-handed Lizotte to the net. Taken out by Bouchard. Never got a shot away. Nugent Hopkins up the gut for Leon Draisaitl. And here comes Edmonton. Right to left over the line. McDavid swooping in. Couldn't pull the trigger. Fights through a check from Lizotte. Dishes off Nugent Hopkins. One-timer Draisaitl and a save made by Talbot. Rebound Draisaitl to Bouchard. 30 seconds to go in the period. McDavid with a game tied at 3, heading for the net. McDavid circling, waiting, surveying, dealing. One-timer, what a save, Talbot. He robbed Leon Draisaitl as McDavid spun his way between the hash marks and then had the presence of mind to put it in Draisaitl's wheelhouse, only to be denied by Cam Talbot.
That's the best save of the series for Cam Talbot. And Talbot exploded out to cut down the angle.
He's made his two best on this power play against the same guy, Leon Draisaitl.
And with 18 seconds left in the period, the Oilers, 18 seconds left in the power play, they're going to keep the first unit on the ice.
Why not? Draisaitl against Kopitar, off the face-off, hammered down the middle of the ice by Adrian Kempe. Skinner's going to have to move it quickly. 10 seconds to go in the second period. Nugent Hopkins working the line, dropping it off for Leon Draisaitl. Now, dish, Nugent Hopkins in front, and that was deflected away. Wow, Hyman had a good look there. Could not punch it home, and LA gets to the wire with the game still tied, just as the penalty to Roy expires. We'll begin the third period, 5-on-5. We'll also begin it tied, as the Oilers got the only 2 goals of that second period. Holloway at even strength, always a lift when your fourth line gets you one. Carrick and Janmark, the helpers, at 7:51, and then less than 3 minutes later, Hyman bangs in a power play goal from Draisaitl and McDavid. The Oilers 16 second period shots, LA 10, 2-period total of 26 for Edmonton, 17 for Los Angeles. Bob, 20 minutes to play. What decides this one?
Well, LA's had some bounces, Jack, in this game. They've had some puck luck, just like they had puck luck in the opening
latter stages.
Yeah, the latter stages of the opening game. So I like what we saw out of Edmonton in that second period. It has nothing to do with the 2-0 goals, 4 differential. They started to assert their will a bit on Los Angeles, limit the chances against, and they got the better special teams going as well. So just keep going, and I love it. If you're an Oilers partisan, you're going to go, as you mentioned, out of your fourth line.
Adrian Kempe with 2 in the first, but Edmonton comes back with 2 in the second, and we've got an even game through 40 minutes. LA 3, Edmonton 3. The Oilers went up 2-0 in a best-of-7 series, have lost exactly once in 15 such series. They're 14-1, and that series came in the second round of 2017 when the Oilers won the first 2 in Anaheim, came home, lost Game 3, lost Game 4 in OT, lost Game 5 in OT after having had a 3-0 lead with 3.5 to play. Won Game 6 back here on home ice with Leon Draisaitl getting the hat trick and then ultimately beaten on a goal by Nick Ritchie in the third period of Game 7. The reason I tell you that is because if Edmonton completes the comeback and beats LA for the 8th time in 9 tries, they're going to be up 2-0 in this series, and that usually bodes well for Edmonton historically. In fact, the Oilers are 21-3 when they get the first one, never mind the first 2. 3-3. Edmonton, Los Angeles, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Our coverage continues as Reed Wilkins and Rob Brown join us. That's next. This is Four Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Stay connected with your community and enjoy the latest updates and exclusive access to concerts and events by becoming a 630 CHED Insider. Don't miss out on a single moment.
Sign up now at 630ched.com.
And click on CHED Insider Newsletter to become a vital part of Edmonton's premier news and talk community. 630 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
Where Edmonton stays informed and entertained.
Today and every day. At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Holloway forces a turnover. CC rifles a pass to Janmark that's tipped to Holloway. Shoots and scores. Dylan Holloway cuts it to 3-2.
Dylan Holloway's first career NHL playoff goal is your look into the highlight zone, presented by Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the winter zone. Zach Hyman would score on a power play less than 3 minutes later, and we have a tense one at Rogers Place. It's 3-3 Oilers and Kings after 2. Along with Rob Brown, I'm Reed Wilkins at the Intermission. For End of the Row Flooring Centers, let's get flooring. Well, Rob, the Oilers with a pretty significant push in that period and a great moment for Holloway.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Fantastic shot. Again, Talbot getting beat from distance, but it was a fourth line coming on. And when you're a fourth line player, you put pucks on net and you drive the net. And I thought it was a wonderful play by Holloway. Gets the puck off the boards, takes 2 strides and puts it on net. It just puts energy into your bench. Your fourth line goes out and scores you a big goal. That brings them right back into the game. At that point, LA started to reel a bit, and then you get a couple power plays, and it's all Edmonton, and eventually they tie the score up. But yes, Holloway in the fourth line, that is big.
Yeah.
Get that goal.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about Janmark, how he always stays in the lineup, and you know he was never really part of that rotation, even late in the regular season of players coming out. But even that play, like I noticed the way he drives in, just a little bit of the legal interference on the defenseman. I mean, whapping the stick out of the way, taking the guy with you, opened up just a bit of the lane for Holloway.
Yeah, I mean, a lot like Corey Perry, just a guy that's been around and hangs around simply because he does all the right things all the time. He's got the trust of the coaching staff. They can put him out on a face-off in his own zone with a minute to go in a period because they know he's going to make the right play defensively. Coaches love players like that. Just they know that they're always getting the exact same thing. And Janmark in the fourth line tonight has been good. The LA Kings, one thing that they do is they do roll all 4 lines. So the Oilers certainly had to be able to match that, and I think they have. This is, again, the specialty teams have favored the Oilers. They've got the kills that they've needed, and the one kill, the Oilers had the best chances on it to get the McLeod breakaway. But the Oilers, again, never panicked. The Oilers have the better team. And tonight, as the game has gone on, they've started to impose their will. But Talbot made 2 huge saves at the end of the period that's going to give the LA Kings some life. And it's the LA Kings, to me, this next period is the most important period of the series for them. And I would imagine you're going to see their best.
Yeah. 26-17 the shots for the Oilers, 16-10 in that period. And you're right, Rob. I mean, Talbot, a couple brilliant saves. The one on Draisaitl with 18 seconds left in the period. I mean, if that goes in, this crowd is bonkers, and they're cheering the Oilers off the ice with a 1-goal lead. Instead, it stays tied. And now, I mean, I'll reference the old Kelly Rudy line he gave me. You know, he played in a different era, but he said, I was in 5 games where I was terrible through 2. but I just went to the dressing room thinking, okay, I got to beat the other guy. I don't have to win a game anymore. I have to win a period. True for both goalie, and I guess true for both teams, obviously. But both Skinner and Talbot are putting the previous 3 goals out of their minds.
100%, and that save by Talbot. It's what a difference it is for the LA Kings going in their dressing room. The LA Kings right now, the coaching staff's talking to them, says, okay, all we have to do is win a period.
Yeah.
We don't have to win a game right now. We don't have to win 60 minutes. We just win 20 minutes, and we're going home tied. Had that gone in, which we expected it to as soon as it left Leon's stick, the LA Kings are now, okay, we got to win this period to be able to get ourselves into overtime. So it's a completely different mindset for the LA Kings because of that save by Talbot. To give up 3 goals in the second period and be trailing going to the third would have been a death march the final 20 minutes for the Kings, but they have life. On the other hand, the Oilers get in the dressing room right now feeling good about themselves. That was their period. They dominated. They got a couple goals. They tied the score up. They've had most of the play. You and I are up top. We're looking to our left almost the entire period. Their penalty killing was good. Both teams are probably going to need 2 big saves from their goalie in this third period, and whichever team gets that, it's probably the team that's going to go, at the end of the night, have the win and an important win in this series.
Yeah, and you mentioned the special teams. I always say I'd prefer if the 50-50 calls weren't called. I mean, if I'm the ref of this game, I know that's kind of a stupid comment, but it's probably a power play each because Roy shooting the puck over the glass has to be called.
Yes.
And Perry was guilty of goalie interference. I probably would have looked the other way on the 2 hooks. Both hooks were embellishments. Leon embellished his, and Dubois embellished his. And again, I know at ice level the ref is seeing different things, and he might be seeing, the back checker is a beaten player or in the process of being beaten.
Well, even
reaches out.
And the Kulak, the trip on Kulak in the first period by
I think Byfield didn't he?
Yeah, Byfield hit him in the shin. And he went down. To me, Kulak just lost his edge.
Yep.
So, there's been way worse infractions in this game, not even close, that haven't been called. And then they called 3 penalties. Come on, really? That's the ones you're calling?
Well, Perry was mad because his stick was slashed away.
Well, and to me, that's the worst of it, because Corey Perry probably has a scoring chance if he's going to the net with his stick. Having said that, he did run the goalie.
He did run the goalie.
That was easy, but there should have been a penalty before that as well.
Yeah, all right. So 3-3 after 2. The 50-50 is creating some drama as well. $4.82 million. You're helping out the Ben Stelter Foundation, the Kids with Cancer Society, the Alberta Cancer Foundation, all dedicated to finding a cure for the devastating disease. Do we still have the early bird draw just passed, so those are in the books, but and the big draw is coming up tonight just before midnight, so grab a ticket and have a chance. It's going to be over a $5 million jackpot by the time we get there. All right, so first period, Kempe, Kulak, and Doughty. Second period, Holloway and Hyman, who's up to 4 goals in the series. 3-3 after 2. Fort Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
From your home to the ice rink, ATCO Energy is there. As the official energy provider of Rogers Place, we're also proud partners of the Edmonton Oilers. ATCO Energy, powering your place. Customers are free to purchase natural gas services or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
Discover the epitome of elegance at Alberta Diamond Exchange, dedicated to crafting unforgettable moments with exquisite jewelry collections for over 2 decades. From stunning engagement rings to timeless wedding bands and anniversary treasures, the Alberta Diamond Exchange commitment extends far beyond I do. Your journey with Alberta Diamond Exchange is not just about jewelry, it's about an unparalleled experience. Check out the Aspen Glen Landing Boutique in Southwest Calgary, and for more information, head to avdiamond.ca today.
Global News, I'm Thomas Dias. Global News has obtained a copy of a letter that was given to the city's Integrity Commissioner by the UCP government. As Global's Brianna Carson-Smith reports, questions are now being raised if the Premier should have brought it up at all.
The 2 pages are signed "A Concerned Citizen" and raise questions about one city councillor, Karen Tang. Her husband co-founded a non-profit organization. That organization received a sponsorship from a tech organization. That tech group now leases land from the city within the Edmonton Research Park. The letter questions Tang's involvement in the deal.
From day one, I have always sought the advice of our ethics advisor to understand what are my interests, whether it's this issue or any other issue.
The letter was first sent to the Municipal Affairs Minister. Before he received it, the Premier told the media about it. In a statement, the Premier's press secretary says she spoke about the letter in response to questions from the media. The province later forwarded it to the city's Integrity Commissioner, who's currently deciding whether an investigation is needed. Brianna Carson-Smith, Global News.
News on demand at 630ched.com.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know what I'm a fan of? Alberta. The wide open spaces, the highways and byways, and a rugged, beautiful terrain that I'm proud to call home. Maybe that's why I'm also a fan of my Ford F-150. It's tough, capable, and smart, which makes it a natural fit for roads like these. So if it's a new truck you're looking for, look no further than the truck Albertans love to drive, F-150. Head into your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Back of the net. Samsonov's lost his stick. Marchand shoots. He scores! Brad Marchand! Only Cam Neely has scored more playoff goals than that guy. He makes it 3-2 Bruins.
And Marchand would also add an empty netter. Judd Surratt with the call on the Bruins radio network. And Boston takes Game 3 over the Maple Leafs 4-2. So Boston going up 2-1 in the best of 7. How about the Vegas Golden Knights? Up 2-1 in Dallas with 7.5 minutes left in the third period. Vegas leading that series 1-0. So trying to take the first 2 away from home. American Hockey League playoffs tonight. It's a tough go for the Oilers farm team. Bakersfield trailing the Ontario Reign 4-0 with 11:10 left in the third period. Baseball today, Blue Jays lost 3-2 to Kansas City. We are in a 3-3 tie here at Rogers Place after 2 periods. I will mention these two teams played 3 overtime games in their 6-game series last year. The Kings won 2 of them, and of course, Zach Hyman had the Game 4 overtime winner for the Oilers. Still a lot to go before that, but just mentioning it since it is tied after 2. 3-3, Jack Michaels and Bob Stauffer standing by to bring you the third Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the Intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Going back to school can be as scary as taking the winning shot, but it doesn't have to be. Score a great future with Northern Lakes College and supported distance learning. NLC knows that students need attention, support, and the synergy between instructors and peers to keep motivated and connected. They are here to help you meet all your goals and cheer you on. Because at Northern Lakes College, they count their success one student at a time. NorthernLakesCollege.ca.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
At the Chop Leaf, greens for lunch gets you moving. Now you can shake, shake, shake it. Made with fresh greens and vegetables, choose from 9 delicious, oh-so-shakeable salads. Or try it as a wrap or rice bowl. So however you shake it, you'll enjoy something you can feel good about. Visit the Chop Leaf near you or order online today to enjoy some freshness on the go.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
The third period has been Edmonton's best all season long, and the Oilers have Game 2 there for the taking and a 2-0 series lead potentially in the offing, heading to Los Angeles tomorrow afternoon for Game 3 Friday night. Bob and I will have it for you at 8:30 Mountain Time right here on the Oilers Radio Network. Tied at 3, Edmonton rallying from deficits of 2-0 and 3-1 behind goals from Hyman, Holloway, and Brett Kulak. The depth that Edmonton has slowly built over the last 3 years has perhaps surpassed LA's depth. At one point, the Kings had a decided advantage there. No longer. Kings off the draw, wrist shot by Anderson, a save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound Kopitar, belly down, tried to keep it alive, but backhanded it wide, and Warren Fogle came up with a puck and launched down the right-hand side. Nugent Hopkins crowding Drew Doughty, who played all but 11 minutes of the first 2 periods. 19 minutes of ice time already for Drew Doughty. Quentin Byfield into the offensive zone, has his shot deflected away by Evan Bouchard. The Oilers time on ice later with 14 and a half minutes through 2 periods of play. We are tied at 3, and a face-off awaits Stuart Skinner to his right.
Well, that whole sequence started for LA. Darnell Nurse went to chase the puck back, and a little bit of a stick got in on him. There was no call, and it created an opportunity for the Kings.
Power plays are 7-4 in this series.
Yep, for Edmonton. And they've also outshot and outplayed LA. Carrick loses a draw here, Jack.
Deneau won it cleanly. Pass to the right side by Arvidsson. That eludes Matt Roy. Shot in by Gavrikov, and that will be an icing call against Los Angeles. And Edmonton, at times, the forecheck that Bob alluding to, has created LA a situation where some Kings have felt pressure where there is none. And that may have been one of those occasions just moments ago. McDavid lining up for the face-off to Talbot's right. Henrique in the slot. Hyman in the left corner off the draw of the Kings. Trevor Moore did not handle that puck cleanly. He has not had the kind of impact he was hoping for, but now works it ahead for Deneau. His shot smothered by Ekholm, and it sails out of play with a minute gone by in this third period. LA 3 and Edmonton 3. And I would assert to you that guys like Deneau, Moore, and Arvidsson have to have an impact in this series, or LA has no chance.
Well, we'll see whether or not you whammy them here. I know you don't believe in that.
Deneau against Connor McDavid, despite numerous times of you trying to...
Deneau's an excellent second-line center.
He is,
there's any debate about that.
LA's got a good team. They're not in the playoffs if they're not a good team. Moore punches it up the right-hand side. There's one team in the playoffs this year that might not be a good team.
That's Washington.
There's a handoff, Bouchard to Connor McDavid, working his way in from the right-hand side. But they've certainly been a resilient team. Got to give the Caps credit, finding a way in under the direction of their first-year head coach, Spencer Carberry. Here's Quentin Byfield in over the line. Right to left, his shot forced wide by Vinny Desharnais. Out to the point, Jordan Spence. Here's a shot, score from a sharp angle, and somehow that finds its way through Stuart Skinner. Kevin Fiala was pinned on the half wall and caught Skinner by surprise. His first of the series, and LA regains the lead at 4-3.
Didn't like how Edmonton started this third period. Jack, how many times have the Kings just put pucks on the goal? Edmonton has been more deselective, trying to create better looks, and they've had more offensive zone time.
And that's what LA does, as you talked about earlier tonight during the broadcast, is the Kings will shoot from anywhere and everywhere and from distance. And over the course of the regular season, few were better than Stuart Skinner at shots from distance, but that one caught him. And this crowd has been shocked. LA 4, Edmonton 3. Kulak with a turnover at center. Quentin Byfield. Now can LA lock this game down? Andreas Engler punches it into the offensive zone. Vinny Desharnais up the right-hand side. Evander Kane. And for seemingly the 9th time tonight, the atmosphere has changed inside the building again. England up the left wing. LaFerriere will dump it in. Lizotte in after the puck for Los Angeles. Perry up the right-hand side. Big hit on Evander Kane by Mikey Anderson. Gives Spence and Byfield assists on the goal for Kevin Fiala that gives LA a 4-3 lead. Anderson's offside left wing. Play whistled as such, and a neutral zone faceoff upcoming. Kevin Fiala had 6 points in the 3 games he was able to play in last year's 6-game series, where Edmonton won 4 games to 2.
And he's been a highly productive player.
Oh, he had 29 this year, and as you know, 33 a couple of years ago.
Cost them a pretty good player in return. Guy's going to come second in the Calder Trophy, Brock Faber.
Face-off. Won by Pierre-Luc Dubois. You think he'll finish ahead of Luke Hughes?
Yes.
Chipped in by
I guarantee
Kevin Fiala. Darnell Nurse wrapped around the left-hand side. Dylan Holloway up to Carrick. There's a chance for the Oilers. Janmark Sanders and Ceci pushed it out the other side. Carrick's hurt. Carrick slightly hobbled, and here comes Pierre-Luc Dubois the other way for LA. Shot Fiala, and a save made by Skinner. It might have gotten a piece of Skinner. Fiala might have just missed the net there, but Ceci with an open net. Here's Holloway off the ruck, shoots and scores! Dylan Holloway's quick release has struck again, and this game is tied at 4. The rookie Dylan Holloway continues to light it up.
I think that got a piece of Mikey Anderson's stick. I don't want to be the guy that gives Cam Talbot a bit of a break here, but to me it looks like that puck elevated off the stick and then went roof short side, glove side on Cam Talbot.
Holloway's second of the game. The second of the game for the 4th line. Janmark will draw the primary assist. Both teams had just had chances. And Dylan Holloway, whom the Oilers recalled with a week and a half to go in the season. They knew they were playing 6 games in 9 nights to close it out. So they call up Dylan Holloway to get him some traction, not thinking he would earn a spot in the lineup, let alone a position to score twice. Here's McDavid, one-timer off the rush, and a save made on Ekholm by Cam Talbot. The game is tied at 4. Kopitar to center, punched in by Adrian Kempe. And Skinner will leave it for Matthias Ekholm. High event first 2 games, partner. Ekholm up the left-hand side. Vogel. His centering pass intercepted by Mikey Anderson. Holloway from Janmark at 3:23. And the LA lead lasts all of a minute 37. Which, of course, is crucial considering that 1-3-1 can stifle you. Trevor Moore whips a shot over the net. For so many years, the talk was Edmonton That's a two-horse race. McDavid and Draisaitl. They'll only carry you so far. Holloway with a pair tonight. Brett Kulak with a goal. And Edmonton has fought back from 3 separate deficits to tie it up with 15 minutes to go. LA dumps it in. Desharnais to Nugent-Hopkins. Now Desharnais from center will shoot it around the boards. A mishandled puck by Fiala. Oilers trying to establish the cycle, but Kane could not get it to McLeod, and Fiala will wheel it up the right-hand side for Lizotte. Stood up at the line by Nurse, so he'll get it down low. McLeod had it, lost it to Fiala. Then cut off by Kane on the half wall. He'll go rink wide and locate Nurse. Chips it off the boards and will track it down himself. Leaves it behind the net. Shattered stick on the ice.
Wow.
Lead pass Jordan Spence. With control for LA, he'll back off. Corey Perry got his outlet pass. Dubois thought he was tripped by the linesman, and I'm not sure he's wrong. Here's McDavid taking advantage of a loose puck. Burst of speed through the neutral zone. Centering pass stuffed by Matt Roy. Byfield ahead to Gavrikov, and the Kings will break out right to left. Dubois to Adrian Kempe. Left wing slithered along the ice. Skinner carefully steers to the corner. Dubois outfoxed by McDavid for the puck up the right-hand side for Zach Hyman. He'll cut to his right and spin on his backhand. Leave it for Bouchard. Crowd once again in an absolute uproar. And that's another reason why that goal was so big, because they had been silenced. Byfield to Kempe right wing. Over to Gavrikov. He shot off the post. The Kings missed by an eyelash of regaining the lead once more. Carrick in from the left-hand side. Dropped in his tracks. Coughs it up. Kempe, a weak clearing attempt, fails. But then the Oilers tried to go cross ice. Janmark lost it off his backhand, and the Oilers have to go D-to-D. Vinny Desharnais back to Janmark, driving to the net, centering pass disappeared. Kopitar was there, lifting it ahead for Blake Lizotte.
Now it's no country for old men hockey, Jack. They're letting them play.
Carrying it back in, Kulak. Carrick, his shot, and Talbot got a piece of that, was his goalie stick. Then Kopitar got it ahead for LaFerriere. Right wing with CC back. Wrist shot, missed the net badly. Rebound clattered off the corner boards, and Anderson put it out of play with 12:49 to go in the third period. LA will get an offensive zone face-off when we come back. Fiala briefly giving the Kings yet another lead. Gavrikov just missing on a goalpost. Holloway, the equalizer, is second of the game. Game 2 is locked up in a 4-4 tie. And this is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent, featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, resort-like amenities, and breathtaking views. Sky is the address for socializing, dining, entertainment, and fun in the heart of Ice District. Sign a 1-year lease now and receive a complimentary ticket to an Edmonton Oilers home playoff game. This offer won't last long. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com for details.
As the excitement heats up on the ice, why not heat things up at home too with Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. There's no better pairing for hockey than hot, delicious pizza delivered right to your door. So whether you're cheering from the arena or your living room, make sure you've got Pizza 73 on your team. Order now and fuel your playoff passion with the perfect pie. Remember, on game nights, don't just watch, deliver with Pizza 73.
Until June 8th, make the shift to more savings at Fountain Tire and get up to $200 off a set of 4 select tires, plus a bonus $50 off any service of $150 or more. Restrictions apply. Financing available. Book online today. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking about it.
All games, all seasons. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
12:49 to go in regulation. Oilers have outshot the Kings 28-20. It's 4-all. Off the draw, ripped wide by Arvidsson. The Kings have had a couple looks off faceoffs in this series. Jim Hiller talked about Kevin Fiala's missed opportunity in Game 1. That was one of Skinner's best saves of the night. And the Kings allowed the puck to exit the zone, so it's an offside whistled against LA. 12 and a half to go in the third period. 19 goals thus far, Bob, scored in less than 6 periods in this one.
Pizza 73 out of town update for you. The Vegas Golden Knights are up 2-0 over the Dallas Stars. They win 3-1 in Dallas, win both road games to start the series.
Mashed in by Doughty off the draw from neutral. A save made by Skinner. What a play by Fogle to go belly down to knock that puck inside the LA line. The tireless Drew Doughty will hand off to Mike Anderson. Kings right to left. Danault stood up by Ceci. An aggressive pinch down the right half boards. Now Danault over to Doughty. He'll turn and launch up the left-hand side. Lands like a lob wedge for Trevor Moore. Off to Arvidsson. Trying to slip past Nurse. He did. Cuts inside with a centering pass out to Doughty. He loads and fires, and Nurse got back in the lane and blocked the shot. Now Doughty cross ice. What a play. Nugent Hopkins. The steal. That was ticketed for Trevor Moore. Instead, up the right side, it's Leon Draisaitl centers, and that was punched just wide by Nugent Hopkins. Draisaitl then giving it away to Quentin Byfield up through center, and he fanned as he tried to get it in, probably because he was looking up at the hulking Vinny Desharnais, who took the puck from him after he fanned on it and dropped it to Brett Kulak. Ahead for Corey Perry, left wing, in tight, England, ridden against the boards by Kane. Kopitar comes over with support for Jordan Spence. A sneaky pass up the middle, kicked back to Kopitar by Byfield. Here's Kopitar, banged it off the side of the net from a sharp angle. Off his backhand, out to the point, Andreas Englund, nearly mishandled, then threw it around the boards. Evander Kane on the puck. He'll rifle a pass to Corey Perry. In turn, a drop for Ryan McLeod. Right circle, McLeod button hooking, dishing off to Evander Kane. Takes it hard behind the net, centering pass intercepted, and hustling it up ice quickly was LaFerriere. He one-hands it toward the Oiler net. Skinner leaves it for Ekholm. And eventually it's Evander Kane. Fails to clear. Trevor Lewis shot blocked. Held in brilliantly by Roy. Gavrikov a shot. Redirected wide. And now it's Blake Lizotte with 10:35 to go in regulation. Down low, Bouchard locates Corey Perry in front of his own net. And a high floater is sent through the neutral zone.
Jack Leonard's got to do a better job fronting pucks.
Gavrikov from center will dump it in. Ekholm backhands it up for Bouchard. Gavrikov stepped up, briefly held the zone. It was powered out by Connor McDavid. Now Trevor Moore with a steal at center ice. In over the line, wrist shot, missed the net, high blocker. And then Arvidsson swing and a miss on the rebound. Adam Henry, calm, finds the puck, lifts it off the left-hand glass, then turned over by Roy to McDavid. Not the guy you want to do that to. And the Oilers roll into the offensive zone. Ceci squeezed it off the half wall. McDavid trying to hunt that puck down. Philip Danault, big hit. He was absolutely smoked by Zach Hyman. Danault has no idea where he is as he comes off. Huge hit, and Danault's going straight underneath. His night might be complete. Zach Hyman absolutely leveled one of the Kings' best players. Now it's Leon Draisaitl, wrist shot, and a stick save made by Cam Talbot. Rebound thrust back behind the net. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to Cody Ceci. His shot off the glove of Talbot. Did not handle that one cleanly. Roy off to Kevin Fiala. Crowd surging.
Holloway's been moved up to this line here, Jack.
Why not? He's already scored twice tonight. Holloway indeed on the line with Draisaitl and Nugent-Hopkins. Draisaitl rolls in, tried to center, and that was broken up by Quentin Byfield. Charging down the middle of the ice is Doughty. Gets it back from Kempe. Doughty right circle, centering pass off the pads of Skinner. Big hop to Kopitar in the corner, Byfield. He'll work it around to Doughty. 8:45 on the game clock. We are tied at 4. Game 2 of this best of 7, with the Oilers having taken game 1 7-4. Trying to take complete control of this series, but LA has been tough, and Edmonton has never led. Hopped over Doughty's stick on a feed back to him at the right point. He'll regroup through the neutral zone. Philip Danault went down the tunnel after absolutely being leveled by Zach Hyman. Clean hit. In from the left-hand side, Arvidsson. He'll get it in deep against Warren Fogle. Desharnais put it around the boards to Kulak, and then played back to Desharnais on the right-hand side. Fogle did not get a puck touch. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. Icing whistled against Edmonton with 8:05 to play in the third period. Zach Hyman not only with another goal tonight, his fourth of the series, but a perfect hit. I mean, perfect.
You wonder about the jaw on that hit. I mean, that is as hard a hit.
That was like the hit that Marchment got tonight on Zach Whitecloud of Vegas in that Stars Golden Knights series.
Tracked him behind the goal. This one was in the open ice.
Off the draw, England will work it left-hand side. And Zach Hyman, like McDavid, I mean, he's not a little guy, solidly built. Fiala. Shot was blocked, and it skips out of play with 7:51 to go in the third period. This has been a highly entertaining series. 11 goals on Monday night, 8 more tonight. The teams have split them evenly. And as a result, down the stretch at Rogers Place, less than 8 to go in the third period. We are tied at 4 with Game 2 of this best-of-7 series. And our live coverage continuing in just a moment on the Oilers Radio Network.
Think you can't go back to school because you have a family or a full-time job? Yes, you can. Northern Lakes College provides a supported distance learning environment, offering a guided learning setting that supports you to succeed and provides the flexibility to suit your lifestyle. Explore programs in academic upgrading, business, health, human services, resource technology, university studies, and more, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. The education you want, the flexibility you deserve. NorthernLakesCollege.ca.
Experience the exciting casino action at 3 Century Casino locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton Airport. Dine at one of their amazing restaurants featuring daily specials. Check out the best in live entertainment at any amazing location. Plus, you can always enjoy a great selection of casino gaming options or try your luck at off-track betting. And now you can feel the thrill of live horse racing at Century Mile Racetrack. Century Casino has it all. Come for the action, stay for the fun.
McDavid trying to come in with speed. Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores!
Hey, Edmonton. Rogers wants you to stay connected to your Edmonton Oilers.
Connor McDavid! Fantastic!
Catch every goal on Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network with Rogers 5G mobile plans. To learn more, visit rogers.com/5G. That's rogers.com/5G.
You're listening to Oilers Hockey on 630 CHED and on the Radio Player Canada app.
We welcome you back inside Rogers Place, our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, the site of more high-event hockey between Edmonton and Los Angeles. 4-4 tie. The Oilers start with a neutral zone face-off dump-in that Roy and Gavrikov will gather and play up to Pierre-Luc Dubois on the left-hand side. He rides McDavid into the zone, trying to draw a hook, and he did. Penalty coming against Edmonton with 7.5 to go in the hockey game. Talbot to the bench in favor of the extra attacker. It'll be Connor McDavid going to the box. And just a heads up, that means he'll be coming out of the box at some point.
Let's hope so. Without
Fiala in from the right-hand side. Well, that's what I'm getting at, Bob. There may be an opportunity here. Gavrikov to Matt Roy. Left corner for Kopitar. Gavrikov dishing off. Waiting is Fiala. Right side, Adrian Kempe. And now, off the skate of McDavid to Ekholm. McDavid will go to the box with 6:51 to go in the third period. This will be LA's third power play. The Kings are 0 for 5 in the series. Check it, 0 for 4.
Should mention, Carrick's taken a couple big hits in this game. He's Edmonton's right shot option at center for a draw. He did not take the last rotation through. It's Draisaitl between Holloway. But it will be Carrick to take this.
I was going to say, here he is onto the ice with Nugent Hopkins.
He's lost a couple in tonight's game.
Carrick against Kopitar. 6:51 to play. Kings trying to regain the lead. Tie up off the draw, and Carrick will pound it down the ice. Sometimes it's when you win them. And Carrick, not only with a tie-up off that draw, but able to locate the puck. Doughty to Fiala. Pressure up ice from Janmark and Nugent-Hopkins. In from the right-hand side, Arvidsson twisted back to Doughty. Over to Andre Kopitar. Left circle shot was blocked. Doughty will step up and maintain the zone for LA. Here's Kopitar trying to shake off Nugent-Hopkins. Fiala in the corner. Left-hand side. Now skates to the half wall, moves it for Doughty, gets it back, down low. Kopitar backhander to save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound to Janmark, and he'll club it off the left-hand boards and down the ice. Minute 15 on the penalty to Connor McDavid. This is a Nap Auto Parts penalty kill. Edmonton has dominated the special teams in the series, proved pivotal in Game 1, and it's certainly given the Oilers legs again here in Game 2. Kempe to Kopitar, and that puck left the zone. 5:52 to play in the third. Neutral zone face-off upcoming halfway through this Nap Auto Parts penalty kill. And then you start thinking about McDavid poised to come out of the box.
Well, Talbot will be banging a stick for sure. Be giving the beaver tap out there.
Yeah, he might want to get a second stick. He'll be banging that sucker so hard. Off the draw, Moore tried to kick it back, and McLeod read it, anticipated, and forced the puck down the ice. Moore will leave it for Jordan Spence.
Second unit on the ice here. Deneau's back out there.
So Deneau okay after that big hit by Zach Hyman. Dumped it in, and Fogle wheeled it back through center. Shoveled it up. Trevor Moore in over the line. He's checked by CC. McLeod able to steal it from Philip Deneau. Back behind, Moore will move it for Byfield. Out to the point, Spence. Good offensive player. Wrist shot and a save made by Stuart Skinner. Spence, a two-time 40-point guy in the American Hockey League on that second unit, but Skinner able to make the save. His 20th of the night, 5:14 to go in the game, and 23 seconds left on the power play. And here comes the Kings' second unit. First unit, excuse me.
Got to win a draw. We mentioned Brant Clark earlier in the game. He's going to be on this team next season. Ontario through two periods up 4-0 in Bakersfield. Game 1, best of 3 Pacific Division play-ins.
And they'll bust to Bakersfield for Game 2 and return, if necessary, to Ontario for Game 3. Kopitar will line up against Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl against Kopitar, won the face-off. Desharnais and then Ekholm launched down the left-hand side. That stayed on the playing surface, and the Kings have to circle back to grab it with just 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Jordan Spence wheeling and dealing to Kopitar in over the line. Kopitar behind the net, Drew Doughty backhands it softly up to Arvidsson. Long-range shot, that was blocked. And the rebound collected by Draisaitl. McDavid steps out of the box, receives the pass from Draisaitl. Play is onside as he dumps it in. So now McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman all out there. 5-on-5 hockey with 4.5 to go in regulation. Brown urging Edmonton to seize its first lead of the hockey game. The puck lodged against the kick plate. That's the yellow strip beneath the dasher boards. Finally carved out of there by McDavid. One-timer. And Bouchard missed the net, clattered off the glass. Ekholm kept it in. Kopitar battling for puck possession, and the Kings with a soft chip up the right-hand side. Allows LA a line change. Bouchard under control. McDavid waves off a potential pass because he wants a change. Hyman and Draisaitl on the bench. Kane, Perry, and Adam Henrique on the ice. A dump in. Kane finishes his hit on Matt Roy. It's around the boards and shaken back to center. Darnell Nurse on the puck, but there's Evander Kane exacting some more physical punishment. Brett Kulak has a goal in this game. To Darnell Nurse. Evander Kane, cross ice, tipped out of midair by Corey Perry. Battling for puck possession, hugging the wall is Kulak. He'll bounce it off Adam Henrique. Now Corey Perry, the wily veteran at age 38, looking to go to a Stanley Cup final with a fifth different team. Perry tried to curl in front, brushed off a stick by Trevor Lewis. Another in the wily veteran category. And he'll send one skipping through the neutral zone that's handled by Brett Kulak as we come up on 3 minutes to play. 4-4 tie in Game 2. Fed along by Kulak, but was Edmonton offside Indeed it was. 3:04 remaining, third period. Oilers have outshot the Kings tonight 29-24. And Bob, in this third period, they've got a goal on 3 shots. The Kings have 7. We'll come back with the final 3 minutes of regulation. Does overtime beckon? We'll find out momentarily. Game 2, tied at 4. This is Four Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to call myself an Albertan. You know, after years of touring this great province in my Ford F-150, I've learned the value of driving a tough, capable, smart truck. Whether you're working for the weekend or long-hauling it like I am, there's an F-150 for every Albertan, with plenty of options to choose from, like available Pro Power on board. So if you're looking for a new truck, stop by your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
3 minutes to play. Henrique, McDavid, and Hyman out there for a neutral zone draw, which ends with LA's Drew Doughty shooting it in deep. McDavid on the puck for Edmonton. The Oilers have not led all night. They've trailed 2-0, 3-1, and 4-3 here in the third period. But the last goal, scored by Holloway, his second of the night, tied the game. And that's where we sit. Here's Hyman. Into the offensive zone, right side for Henrique. Cycle established. McDavid shoots, and that just missed. Through a screen, but he didn't hit the net. Bouchard tried to shovel it down low. Hyman protecting. He has a goal tonight for the Oilers. And a big hit on Philip Deneau, who has returned to the game. Now, the Oilers run into one another. Henrique and Hyman, and Kopitar with a clear up to Drew Doughty. Left wing, cross ice. Skating into it will be Trevor Moore. Sneaks it inside to Adrian Kempe. Out to Gavrikov. His shot redirected. Off bodies in front. Now it's Moore. Out to Gavrikov. Moore, little spin move, right circle, quick shot, save, Skinner, rebound, right to McDavid. Takes a big pop from Arvidsson, but cleared the puck successfully down the ice. Matt Roy able to reel it in against Warren Fogle. Gavrikov uses the middle of the ice, and it's shoveled past Cody Ceci. That'll be collected in one motion by Darnell Nurse with 90 seconds to play in regulation, and the game tied at 4. Draisaitl shoots it on net from center. Talbot makes a somewhat tricky save up the right-hand side. Kevin Fiala will try to dance around Darnell Nurse. Couldn't do it. Fogle coughed it up. LaFerriere gave it right back to Fogle. And now, hunting it down is Leon Draisaitl. Moving it up the right-hand side for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Matt Roy up the right wing boards. Pierre-Luc Dubois. LaFerriere will send it in deep. Cody Ceci back to pick it up for Edmonton. He'll leave it for Darnell Nurse. Last minute of regulation. We are tied at 4. The tension nearly unbearable. This is why you love the Stanley Cup playoffs. There's nothing like it in the National Hockey League. And for that matter, any of the sports. Nurse up the right-hand side to Holloway. This, in effect, sudden death. Doughty up the right wing boards. It's Anjay Kopitar. He missed Byfield. No, they're going to give him a puck touch there, so no icing call. Kulak coughs it up. Byfield wheels it around for Doughty with 30 seconds on the game clock. Doughty in a 4-4 tie back to Kopitar. Right in front of the Oiler bench. He'll shovel it rink wide for Adrian Kempe, who scored twice tonight. One-timer. And Anderson didn't come close to hitting the net. Doughty steps up, and the puck is punched past him. He got caught And here's Dylan Holloway already with 2. Can't get a shot off, and it was hacked back the other way by Trevor Moore, and we're going to have overtime. 5 seconds to go. Kulak catches up to it, and in a game where Edmonton has not led all night, we'll settle this one in extra time. 60 minutes complete. We are tied at 4. Each team got a goal in that third period. Kevin Fiala gave LA an ever so brief lead, but less than 2 minutes later, Holloway tied it with his second of the night, and as a result, overtime required yet again between Los Angeles and Edmonton. Now, the Kings, 3 of their 5 wins over the last 2 years against the Oilers in the playoffs have come in overtime. But the one that might have put a hammerlock on the series last year went to Edmonton as Zach Hyman, in another game where the Oilers didn't lead all night. They trailed 3-0 after 1, then down 4-3, got the equalizer, forced overtime. Hyman won it. This game, not as dramatic a comeback as that one, Bob, nor as drastic the circumstances, but Edmonton won that overtime game and will try to win in overtime tonight to take a 2-0 lead to LA.
LA had their best period of the entire series, Jack. They doubled up Edmonton in shots, 8-4. They played with greater desperation. I thought they funneled pucks to the net. Edmonton's got to do a little bit better job fronting pucks and not letting pucks get through, suffocating pucks. I mean, the bottom line is when you're in the playoffs, everybody hits and everybody blocks shots. And one of the wild cards here, it's going to sound kind of stupid, but that's what you come for. One of the wild cards here is Connor McDavid really hasn't asserted himself yet 5-on-5 in this game. And that, I think, bodes well.
I seem to remember an overtime goal that he scored.
It was a pretty big one in the Battle of Alberta in Game 5.
Ended the series.
Now,
the Oilers are 3-10 in the McDavid era in overtime. Must be said.
Let me ask you a question here.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you look at the potential of throwing McDavid and Draisaitl out 5-on-5 early?
With Holloway?
I'm not sure with who. Just start. I would probably go with Hyman, and then you could put Nugent Hopkins and Henrique together on the second line. Basically,
see, I thought you might in that scenario, if you move Holloway up and play a hunch, then you have Henrique, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman.
Yeah, you could do that as well.
I mean,
I think you have to consider, because you get a stranglehold in the series if you win this game in overtime tonight. So as the Hall of Famer Rod Phillips used to say,
it feels like a death blow if LA doesn't win it.
Especially given the leads.
Because they were ahead.
Because of the leads.
Right.
And there used to be an infamous comment from the Hall of Famer Rod Phillips, your predecessor, who said, "This is no place for a nervous person." There's some nervous Oilers fans right now. I say just go and play and make some plays.
One of them's talking right now.
No. I'm just generally nervous at all times. But anyhow, look, it's been a pretty good hockey game. It hasn't been quite as high event as the last game where we had.
But it's still been exciting, and there's been lots of turns.
Yeah, a lot.
That worm has been turning throughout.
And Holloway has fashioned himself quite a story. And Tyler Wright is no longer the Oilers' director of amateur scouting. Received a lot of criticism. Some of it, with all due respect to Tyler, was justified. But he's smiling right now with a couple goals tonight from Dylan Holloway, who's taken some time, recovered from 2 significant wrist surgeries, and is showing
learn to protect the puck better.
That's
and
the
use
biggest
speed and power
and shooting.
Yeah.
Not double clutching the puck, but letting it go when he has a chance. And he's part of the reason why we're in OT, Jack.
We're tied at 4. Reed and Rob will break down what they expect in the extra session. Hey, who knows? We might be just getting started. We're live at Rogers Place. Overtime required. 4-all after regulation. And this is 4 Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
Discover the many ways to connect with 630 Chad. Whether you're on your Google Nest saying, "Hey Google, play 630 Chad," or talking to your virtual assistant on Amazon Echo with a simple "Alexa, play 630 Chad," we've got you covered. From Siri to Alexa, Bixby to Cortana. No need for the old transistor radio. Just say "Play 630 Chad" on your smart speaker and stay connected to what's happening in Edmonton right now. 630 Chad, Edmonton's news, today's talk.
Think you can't go back to school because you have a family or a full-time job? Yes, you can. Northern Lakes College provides a supported distance learning environment, offering a guided learning setting that supports you to succeed and provides the flexibility to suit your lifestyle. Explore programs in academic upgrading, business, health, human services, resource technology, university studies, and more, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. The education you want, the flexibility you deserve. NorthernLakesCollege.ca.
At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Eric slightly hobbled, and here comes Pierre-Luc Dubois the other way for LA. Shot Fiala, and a save made by Skinner. It might have gotten a piece of Skinner. Fiala might have just missed the net there, but Cece with an open net. Here's Holloway off the rock, shoots and scores. Dylan Holloway's quick release has struck again, and this game is tied at 4.
4-4 going to overtime. Dylan Holloway has scored twice. First two NHL playoff goals of his career, and that's your look into the highlight zone for Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos, 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to the Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the winter zone. The teams trade goals early in the third. Fiala scored a minute 46 into the period. Holloway at 3:23. No goals rest of the way. The Oilers killed off an LA power play that started with 6:51 left when McDavid was called for holding. And Rob, they went to overtime 3 times in a 6-game series last year. So here we go again, but Holloway with a couple of snipes tonight.
Well, it's funny on the Holloway goal. What a sequence of events. It started with a partial 2-on-1, and Cody Ceci had an entire empty net.
Yeah.
Like an entire empty net. Like warm up. Come on down and shoot.
He was behind Cam.
He was behind the goalie, like an entire empty net, and somehow missed it. And then Carrick gets absolutely blown up at the blue line that turns into a 2-on-1 for the LA Kings. The Kings come down 2-on-1. They get it on, I believe it was Fiala's stick. He has a great look. Skinner makes the save. And then it comes back the other way. And Doughty got caught up. Janmark had speed. And Holloway made no mistake. He went up and over the glove from a little bit of distance. And Holloway's had an excellent game in this one. And I know that fourth lines don't get a lot of ice time usually in overtimes. But I think if you're an Edmonton Oilers coaching staff right now, you're trying to find some ice time for Dylan Holloway. He is feeling it tonight. He has had an excellent hockey game.
Yeah, Janmark's played well too. So we go to OT. Jack gave the stat, Rob, and I mean, I know a lot of the team has changed. We call it the McDavid-Draisaitl era. I guess Nurse and Nugent-Hopkins have been on the team, but shockingly bad in playoff overtime, 3-10, and actually on home. Remember David Desharnais? That was the only home ice one they won. I mean, they lost 1 to San Jose. They lost 1 to Anaheim here, 1 to Winnipeg, 1 to LA 2 years ago, 1 to LA last year. So we'll see if the Oilers can muster it tonight. I know we're a long way from the Cup final, Rob, but in the context of teams that usually go all the way, and Matthias Ekholm said it on the weekend, you have to win games where you're not at your best, or maybe where you should have lost. And usually the Stanley Cup champion has a good overtime record because so many close games are played.
Well, I think there's been a couple times. I think the Canadians one year.
The Canadians won 10. I know the Islanders won 6 one year.
So, I mean, again, if you're a believer that the Oilers are going to win this series, you prefer to win in fewer games. You want more rest, less chance of guys getting injured. I believe if the LA Kings want to have an opportunity to win this series, they need to win tonight. I can't see them winning 4 to 5 games against the Oilers. That's what they will need to do if they don't score the next goal. In this game, I thought that was LA's best period, and Bob mentioned it. They became aggressive. They forechecked. They turned the puck over. They were physical. Connor McDavid got run over a couple times. We don't see that during 30, 40, 50 game stretches, and it happened twice in a period. But the one thing that would worry me if I'm a Kings fan right now is Cam Talbot. And there was a dump in by the Oilers in that period that he went to catch and he missed the puck. And it went, fortunately for him, it went behind the net. I don't think either goaltender has had their A+ game tonight. But both teams' goaltenders are going to have at least a save in this period. There have been breakdowns. There have been chances. This has been an incredibly physical, mean, nasty game today. But this next, well, I was going to say this next period, but I guess however long, this means the world for an LA King team trying to pose or try to have an upset, and it means a lot to an Oilers team that has its mind on winning a Stanley Cup to try and shorten this series. So I'm hoping that this overtime period is just like the third period was, because that was as exciting a period as we've seen between these two teams all year long.
4-4 overtime coming up. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Edmontonians, do you bleed orange and blue? Delve into the heart of everything Oilers with Oilers Now, only on 630 CHED. Tune in weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. as Bob Stauffer, the voice of Oilers hockey, delivers the inside scoop with exclusive interviews, expert analysis, and phenomenal surprise guests. Don't miss a second of the conversation. Discover the heartbeat of your Oilers on 630 CHED, the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm proud to call myself an Albertan. You know, after years of touring this great province in my Ford F-150, I've learned the value of driving a tough, capable, smart truck. Whether you're working for the weekend or long-hauling it like I am, there's an F-150 for every Albertan, with plenty of options to choose from, like available Pro Power on board. So if you're looking for a new truck, stop by your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
Get your game face on. It's time for Elks This Week on 630 CHED.
There's the signal. Touchdown Elks.
Join the party every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. as we blitz through the latest Edmonton Elks and CFL action.
It's intercepted. The defense makes the play.
From locker room banter to sideline strategies, we've got your football picks covered with exclusive player pep talks, coaches' corner insights, and all the pigskin pandemonium.
Hey, they're up, Edmonton. Touchdown Elks.
Keep it locked to 630 CHED, the official voice of your Edmonton Elks.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Discover the many ways to connect with 630 CHED. Whether you're on your Google Nest saying, "Hey Google, play 630 CHED," or talking to your virtual assistant on Amazon Echo with a simple "Alexa, play 630 CHED," we've got you covered. From Siri to Alexa, Bixby to Cortana. No need for the old transistor radio. Just say "Play 630 CHED" on your smart speaker and stay connected to what's happening in Edmonton right now. 630 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk. At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Pizza 73 scoreboard, official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Golden Knights win both games in Dallas to start the series. 3-1 the final tonight. Bruins beat the Leafs 4-2 to go up 2-1 in that series. They're coming out for overtime. It's 4-4 Oilers and Kings. Jack and Bob will describe the action. Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through Edmonton'sBestHotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from, offering their best value rates. Edmonton'sBestHotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Be a savvy Edmonton hotel shopper. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in cash rewards. There are over 50 member hotels to choose from offering their best value rates. edmontonsbesthotels.com. Rewards with every booking.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Edmonton, LA, no stranger to one another in the playoffs and no stranger to one another when it comes to playoff overtimes. This will be number 14. Of course, the Oilers and the Kings have met one another 9 times. Edmonton has won the last 6 playoff series between the two and 8 of the 13 prior OT games. Kopitar against McDavid to start overtime. And McDavid comes up with it off the draw. He's out there with Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman. It's lobbed in and sits level. Adrian Kempe mishandled the puck in the corner. And Hyman and Henrique will go to work. Here's a centering pass, and McDavid just not controlling that puck off his right skate, Bob. Byfield able to clear, and he got a break because it caught a portion of the linesman, or maybe it was a guy on the bench, and it did. So now that's actually a break for Edmonton. The face-off will return to the offensive zone. Ekholm and Bouchard had started the OT, but Hyman was able to tuck it inside to McDavid, and as he tried to pivot that puck off his right skate to his forehand, it came free.
Talbot had the lower half of the net taken away, but if Connor could have picked that up clean, he would have elevated the puck.
Face-off win against Draisaitl by Philip Deneau. And the Kings with control of the puck. Matt Roy looking for Arvidsson through the middle of the ice, and that bouncing puck settled down by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Last year, in a 6-game series, Edmonton lost games 1 and 3 in overtime, and then won the pivotal game 4 to take control of the series. Oilers won the last 2 games and closed the Kings out in 6. Arvidsson. Hyman was the hero on that particular occasion. And the Kings ruled for a deliberate offside here. And that faceoff will come back in the LA zone as a result. The other 2 Oiler wins in overtime in the McDavid era, besides the Hyman winner in LA in Game 4 last season, was McDavid's Game 5 winner against Calgary at the Saddle Dome to close out that second-round series 2 years ago. And then back in 2017, Vincent Desharnais scoring in overtime to beat San Jose in Game 5. The Oilers closed it out in Game 6 on the road. McDavid able to win the faceoff. Shot Bouchard, save Talbot, rebound Hyman denied. England able to hoist off glass. Hyman knocked it down with a high stick. It rolls at the blue line, and the Kings will take over. Curled by England to Doughty, punched forward by Trevor Moore. Matthias Ekholm back in his own end to find Evan Bouchard out of the reach of McDavid. Nothing like the tension of overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here's Hyman burrowing his way in from the right-hand side. He got belted by England. Reversed over to Drew Doughty. He's got the puck for the LA Kings. Up to Anze Kopitar. Rolls to the line. Shot deflected wide. Rebound gathered and cleared by Ekholm. Now Evander Kane powering his way in. A backhander does not make its way through. Mikey Anderson, who then erased Kane with a hard hit in the corner. Quickly advanced to Jordan Spence, and he'll take a skate against Corey Perry. 2 minutes gone by in overtime. We're tied at 4. Edmonton has never led. Kopitar shoots and scores off the rush. Angled off the boards, and Anjay Kopitar, at age 36, beats Skinner high glove, and Los Angeles claims Game 2 in overtime, 5-4.
Well, they got some bounces in this game, LA. And
that was another one to spring Kopitar.
Yep, ricocheted off the boards, and he got a little bit of a seam, and he ripped one home.
Time 2:07 for Anjay Kopitar, his 25th career goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs, along with Lewis and Doughty, one of the 3 holdovers from their 2 cup-winning teams 12 and 10 years ago. And that play developed off an innocuous situation. First, England blocked Hyman, and Anderson put it off a stick off the boards, went right to Kopitar, and a diving Darnell Nurse unable to prevent Kopitar's bid upstairs. Kopitar from Anderson, and put it right underneath the bar and inside the right goalpost, beating Skinner high glove. Final 5-4, and Bob, you're exactly right. That's not how Anderson drew it up, but to LA's credit, the Kings never allowed Edmonton to take the lead tonight.
Yeah, and they were on it. They were sharp from the get-go. Edmonton was chasing, had to work. LA, frankly, were the more desperate team. That's why they won this game, Jack. And I think it's got to be stated for Stuart Skinner. Other than the work on the penalty kill, I don't think 5-on-5 Stuart's going to be particularly happy with this game. You know, like at the end of the day, you got to find a way to make a save. And we've played 2 games in this series, and they've got 9 goals now. 5 on 26 shots. It's a great shot by Kopitar. It was an unlucky break for the Edmonton Oilers. But the Kings, we talked about the fact that Edmonton needed to play hard, direct, and fast. And at times they were tepid and slow in this game. And the Oilers are a team that has got some explosive players. You're not often going to see Edmonton be challenged. McDavid was quiet 5v5 in this game tonight. That's not going to happen on a regular basis. He's going to get you most nights. But they negated him a bit 5-on-5 in this game, and they made the most of it. And think of the chance. Hyman in front of McDavid picks that clean.
Early on.
It's probably over 20 seconds.
And how often have we seen, I mean, it was a high degree of difficulty, but how often have we seen McDavid make that play look easily, kicking it from his right skate to his forehand in one motion?
Yeah.
And it just didn't go tonight. And like you said, that was the kind of night that McDavid endured tonight. And the tough thing for Edmonton is they waste a real good night for some of its depth players.
Yeah, well, you take a look at the first goal against, a miscommunication likely between Draisaitl and Fogle. Bouchard turns the puck over, Kopitar to Kempe. And then another Kopitar to Kempe set up. The Oilers come right back and get a goal, make it 2-1 game. But less than 29 seconds later, Drew Doughty, after Nugent Hopkins didn't pick up an activating Doughty, and it's a 3-1 hockey game, and Edmonton's in trouble. Good second period, Holloway and Hyman. Holloway, the pair of goals tonight. Fiala just fired one to the net. Oilers didn't do that. They didn't do that, and they didn't get pucks through when they fired pucks. LA did a good job fronting and blocking pucks in this hockey game, and the Kings, they got the last shot. That's what this came down to. And it was going to be the last shot once you get to overtime.
And again, how many times that Anderson puck that he throws up the wall, I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's off the top part of the short boards and into the bench.
Yeah.
And instead it kicks right out. And I thought...
Well, Skinner's got to come up with a save there.
Well, true, but it also catches Darnell Nurse snapping a little bit, and Kopitar's by him. And, Nurse didn't have enough to catch up. But, yeah, absolutely, you love a save
they
there.
could not have drawn that play up better.
I mean, I still... Was it a tip in this at the center of the ice? It was a tip.
It was a tip. So give credit.
Yeah, there's going to be a second assist. It was a tip. Very tough to tell. I mean, it just disappears into kind of the dark portion of where the bench is.
Chris Knobloch's going to be the first guy to tell you Edmonton needs to be better right from the start of the game than they were tonight. And, they came out and dominated game one.
Byfield got a tip there.
Yeah, well, he had a good game. I mean, he picked up a couple of assists in this game, and he belted Connor McDavid with a big hit in the third period. They pounded McDavid a bit.
I thought Edmonton was pretty good in that department as well. Vander Kane hit some guys, and, of course, the mammoth hit that Hyman laid on Philip Deneau.
Yeah.
What do you look for in Game 3? I'll start with just the obvious. Any personnel changes for either side?
No, but they need a better start out of Skinner. He's got to give him a better start. Like, you got to come up. You know what? He came up with the 2 saves he needed in the 7-4 victory, right? He's the early opportunity they had, and then the breakaway when it was 2-0. But
7-4. I mean, 2 goals go off defenseman skates and a broken stick.
They have had a lot of breaks through the first couple games. The Kings, they have. They've had a lot of puck bounces that have seemingly gone their way. And now here's the thing. They're playing on their ice, and that's a different track than this one. And the Oilers have been nowhere near as good on the road this year as they've been at home. You know what the splits are between
But historically, they've been very good on the road in the postseason.
Yes.
I mean, you think about this latest incarnation. You win, 2 out of 3 in Calgary.
Well, let's go back to 2017. They won 2 out of 3 in San Jose.
Right.
And they won 2 of the 4 games in Anaheim.
And had the third dead to rights and let the Ducks off the hook.
Through an experience with Cam Talbot in goal.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm going to throw out 20 and 21.
Well,
obviously.
even 21, they played better in the 2 games in Winnipeg than they did here.
Right.
There was no fans. But
and they did have a 4-1 lead in the third period, and then the Archibald penalty triggered. But you look at 22, again, each of the last 2 years, LA's gotten what it wanted here, and Edmonton has been able to go down in LA and win consistently.
I'm just watching Skinner on the first 2 goals, and I mean,
he has no chance on the second.
It was a fantastic deflection by Campe on the second. You know what, Jack? I think it's got to be stated. The high-end players for the LA Kings tonight, they won the day. They outplayed Edmonton's best players in this game.
Well, look, I mean, you got Kempe twice, Doughty, Kopitar, Fiala. Those are all of LA's high-end players showing up on the score sheet tonight. And as you mentioned, Byfield, a couple of critical assists in there, and Kopitar finishes his night with a goal and 2 assists. He's now up to 80 career playoff points in 94 games. Again, LA, enough veteran holdovers from some of those great teams 10 years ago.
And it's never easy for Edmonton against LA. That's the other thing that's got to be stated, Jack.
That's true.
There
haven't been many walkovers
we've had
since 1985 maybe.
They've been separated by 5 points this year. It's not like there were stretches. The Kings were unbelievable on the road. I had an extended conversation with Todd McClellan today. The Kings are the one thing Edmonton hasn't done that they probably could do against LA is drag it in the alley. How much toughness does LA have? At no point has Edmonton said, all right, well, you're running around a bit. We're going to settle it down
But does that get you distracted from what your strengths are in the playoffs head-to-head?
Some might have said when the game was 6-2 the other night and they were running around a bit, that might have been the modus operandi to go with. But anyways, big game tonight from Holloway. I'm gonna bet that you're gonna see more out of McDavid and Draisaitl, Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins 5-on-5 in the 2 games in LA than we saw here tonight. I'm gonna wager a bet that you'll see a little bit more juice from those guys.
I'll look forward to it. Vastly entertaining couple of games here in Edmonton. The Oilers winning Game 1 7-4 on Monday night, and LA, to its credit, never allowing Edmonton to lead the night and ultimately winning in overtime. Kopitar from Byfield and Anderson, the winner at 2:07 of the extra session, and almost shockingly in the McDavid era, Edmonton is 3-11 in overtime playoff games. The Oilers dropped this one 5-4. Cam Talbot will get the win with 27 saves on 31 shots. Stuart Skinner sees his lifetime playoff record drop to 6-7 as he's touched for 5 on 26. For the Oilers, Holloway scored twice. Janmark had assists on both Kulak and Hyman with the other goals for Edmonton. Leon Draisaitl handed out a pair of helpers, but it's not enough. Los Angeles prevails 5-4 in overtime, and this series is tied. We'll talk to you Friday night. Game 3 gets underway at 8:30 Mountain. Game 4 in Los Angeles, same type of deal. That's an 8:30 Mountain start. Bob and I will have both from you from the City of Angels. So, For 48 hours, we'll step aside. Can't hardly wait for Game 3 with this best-of-7 first-round series between Edmonton and Los Angeles, now tied at a game apiece. For Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown, this is Jack Michaels saying good night from Rogers Place. Once again, your final in overtime, LA 5, Edmonton 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure was all ours. The Rogers postgame show starts right now.
Exclusive live interviews, expert analysis, and game highlights. This is the Rogers Postgame Show. Once again, here's Bob Stauffer on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the Chop Leaf, greens for lunch gets you moving. Now you can shake, shake, shake it. Made with fresh greens and vegetables, choose from 9 delicious, oh-so-shakeable salads. Or try it as a wrap or rice bowl. So however you shake it, you'll enjoy something you can feel good about. Visit the Chop Leaf near you or order online today to enjoy some freshness on the go.
This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Off the draw, wrestled down was Draisaitl. A quick shot, sharp angle, save Skinner. Rebound, knocked behind the net. Wraparound Fiala's second effort, and Skinner comes up with a save.
Well, Stuart Skinner needed one more save tonight. The save of the game brought to you by Access Insurance. Alberta oil field and construction contractors can count on huge saves when they need it the most. Visit accessinsurancegroup.com. To me, Rob Brown, the LA Kings played with greater desperation than Edmonton.
Well, yeah, they needed it more than the Oilers did. I don't think the LA Kings were capable of coming back and winning 4 out of 5 games against the Oilers if they fell behind by 2. So they knew there was desperation in this game. They played that way. I thought the third period was the best period that they've played in this series.
Agreed.
They just started playing aggressive, and they started forechecking. And they found that when they forechecked, instead of standing in the neutral zone, they kept the Oilers at bay. I mean, the Oilers, I think, had 4 shots in the third period because they spent a lot of it in their own zone. It was a physical game. It was an entertaining game. There were some breaks, obviously, that the LA Kings got, but I think
they earned some too, Rob.
They earned them, and that's the big thing. That was how I expected Game 1 to be, and the LA Kings didn't come out in the first game with that kind of energy and that kind of intensity. They came out tonight. They won a hockey game. They've stolen home ice advantage away. And to me, I don't think either goalie had their A game tonight. And Cam Talbot, the save he made on Leon Draisaitl at the end of the second period that kept it 3-3, I felt if that goes in, the LA Kings would have been in their dressing room. It would have just been, what went wrong? How did we get to this position? The fact that he made that save allowed the Kings to go into the third period knowing they can win a period and win a hockey game, and I think that energized them.
All right. I don't envision any changes for Edmonton. What do you think?
Not unless there's someone banged up, which both teams after the game may have someone that is a little sore afterwards. No, because the fourth line, I thought Carrick was good. I thought Janmark was excellent. And I thought Holloway deserved probably more ice time. So, no, I don't think there will be any changes either way. And on the Kings side, I was shocked when Danault came back.
Yeah.
Like he walked very gingerly down the hallway, and he came back and was very good. So, no, I think you're going to see the same group for both teams next game. And all of a sudden, the pressure tonight was on the LA Kings. There's a little more pressure now on the Edmonton Oilers going into Game 3.
Great stuff, Rob.
Sounds good, Bob.
This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
You're tuned in to the Rogers Postgame Show on the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers, 630 CHED, and on the Oilers Radio Network.
Smart play of the night brought to you by Catelli Smart Pasta with all natural ingredients. It's a smart move for you the next time you shop for your next meal. Look for the box the next time you shop, and we'll give it tonight for Dylan Holloway. Janmark had a pair of assists as well. The Oilers got 2 goals really from their fourth line, but Dylan Holloway was shooting the puck. He wasn't overhandling it. He was putting it to the net. He's tonight's Catelli smart play of the night. Out of town scoreboard, Pizza 73. Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Toronto falls behind 2-1 to the Boston Bruins in their best of 7 series. Bruins double up the Leafs 4-2 in TO. Meanwhile, Dallas Stars down 2-0 after dropping their second straight home game to the Vegas Golden Knights, reinvigorated with the return off of LTIR of one Mark Stone. Final score 4-2 there. Bakersfield lost game 1 of their best of 3 play-in series in the Pacific Division against Ontario. LA's farm team. Final score 5-1. Game 2 goes on Saturday night. Game 3 of this series after the Kings win in overtime. Oilers take it to the Kings 7-4 in Game 1. 5-4 overtime loss night for the Edmonton Oilers. Game 3 Friday night, 8:30 puck drop Edmonton time. This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Look, I know this is radio, so it's hard to show you how much is on sale during the Big One clearance event at End of the Row Flooring Centers, but it's a lot. Like this flooring, or this one, and all these. Yep, all at clearance pricing for a limited time. Now, you don't need to just imagine what it would look like, though. You can use our visualizer at endoftheroll.com to upload a picture of your room to see the flooring in your actual home. Try it. Find something you love, then get a great deal on it at the Big One clearance event on now at End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Discover the epitome of elegance at Alberta Diamond Exchange, dedicated to crafting unforgettable moments with exquisite jewelry collections for over 2 decades. From stunning engagement rings to timeless wedding bands and anniversary treasures, the Alberta Diamond Exchange commitment extends far beyond I do. Your journey with Alberta Diamond Exchange is not just about jewelry, it's about an unparalleled experience. Check out the Aspen Glen Landing Boutique in Southwest Calgary, and for more information, head to abdiamond.ca today.
Let's go to the Molson Cup 3 Stars presented by Molson. Whether it's Canadian Ultra, Export, or Excel, there's a Molson with your name on it. Third star tonight with a pair of goals. Adrian Kempe for the LA Kings. Second star tonight for the Edmonton Oilers with a pair of goals. Dylan Holloway. first star of the night with a goal and 2 assists, including the GWGNO team. The ageless wonder himself, Anze Kopitar. Rogers postgame shows heard following each of our NHL broadcasts. Game 3 of this opening round. Playoff series Friday night, 8:30 puck drop, Edmonton time. For my play-by-play partners this season, Jack Michaels, who's got the call of all of our playoff games. Cam Moon, Rob Brown, Reed Wilkins, Brendan Escott. Studio producers, Kellen Kennedy at the helm tonight. And Angie Quinnell, and our ace engineer, as always, Troy Bowler. Bob Stauffer saying so long from a disappointed Rogers place. Oilers lose 5-4 in OT. Series tied 1-1.
Rogers postgame show is heard following each of our NHL broadcasts. Portions of this exclusive broadcast are brought to you by Ford, official partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Built Ford proud. Molson, whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or Excel, there's a Molson with your name on it. And Rogers, Canada's largest and most reliable